And we're live. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, everyone.
We've got fire trucks screaming by, and I was looking on my app to see where there was a fire. We just got a notice there was a fire near us, and I was looking to see where it was, but I don't think it's too close. So we got stuff happening.
House fire or scrub fire?
My app shows like foresty fire type things, stuff that's going on out there. But the ambulances, I think this is ambulances that we're hearing the sirens for. So, okay. Hello, Miss Elizabeth. Yeah, we get a lot of fire ambulances and sirens because we're right on a busy street.
Right. I was going to say, do you have a lot of shrubs around you, trees, bushland?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all messages.
Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, Cynthia. G'day,
hey, Cynthia.
Amy.
Hi, Amy. Okay, I think we've got everything set. Now don't fall down. Okay. Hi. I feel very fuzzy. Does it look really fuzzy?
You are a little bit blurry, like a little.
Because I don't have enough light. Let me try this light. No.
It just looks like there's a little bit of a white film.
I had a soft filter tonight. Soft filter. Well, that'd be worse, I think. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Hi. How's everybody? Is everybody still melting? How about you? Are you thawed? Are you still frozen?
I'm frozen. We had a nice week of. Yeah, it's okay. I'll probably only need 2 layers instead of 3 or 4 layers. But starting tomorrow, it's getting back down into the negatives. So, yes. Yeah. Well, for negative for us is still above 20 for you guys, 20 Fahrenheit. But that's cold.
Thanks, Linda. Yeah.
Hi, Linda.
We have, I don't know what it was today. It was in the
low 80s.
Low 80s, not low 80s.
Yeah.
Really? That doesn't seem right. 81. Well, yeah, because it wasn't even warm enough for me to put on a tank top today. And I wore a sweater most of the day, but I'm weird. We all know this. This is not news. This is
my ideal temperature all year round. If it was between 70 and 75, I'd be happy.
Let me see. Where's my little weather guy? WEA. Weather kitty. 82. I guess that's low 80s. We shall count that as low 80s. Cynthia, going to go to a market bag. Well, Cynthia, it is 6 o'clock on Sunday night. So for the most part, that's where we are. Right here. Mm-hmm. And we're way more fun than you want. You can watch
market bags here.
Yeah, you can watch Juan later.
91 is getting out of my comfort zone. That's me thinking, another couple of degrees and the air conditioner will go on.
Yeah, we have the air conditioning wars. He wants to turn it on when it hits 75 degrees. I want to turn it on when it hits 94 degrees. He usually wins. He wins because he knows how to work the machine and I don't. Yeah. That's how that goes. But
so is it a crochet along with one? It's a pattern that he's designed, or just a regular life for him?
I don't think he designs patterns, does he? I don't know. I don't watch him. I know everybody loves Juan. And I appreciate that he takes care of his mother. He gets points for that. He loses points because he laughs every 3 seconds, and it drives me insane.
Oh, sorry.
If I turn it down and just listen to just read the words, then I can play him. But you know how some people, their voice just drives you nuts. And
there are a couple of people I can't watch
Mhm.
because of the voice.
Yeah. And there's some people that I really, really like, and they talk so slow. I have to turn it up to 175 to listen to them, 1.75. And there's other people, and normally I usually watch everybody at 1.25. I don't think he's cute. I'm too old. That fireman on TV, now he's cute.
Mr. needs to change his channel.
Yes, everybody needs to change channel. There's one guy, I don't even know who it is. He is, you know who I think is cute, speaking of men on YouTube. Speaking of gay men on YouTube. And of course, I can't remember his name.
Gary from Urban Yarn.
Yes, exactly. See, we knew. Now he I think is adorable, and he's got a little higher voice, but for some reason it doesn't annoy me. And I think it's because he talks in a steady rhythm and he doesn't giggle every 3 minutes.
And his Australian accent that he's got as well.
That's true. He's got that lovely accent as well. And I really like him. And I like, his work is just stunning. Stunning. And I drool over his work. And yes, he is cute. He's so cute. Has anybody ever seen his partner? Is it his partner or his husband? I think it's his husband. Yes,
I think it's his husband.
But I don't think he's ever shown him.
Or maybe. I'm not sure if he was in. I know he went down to visit Crystal with Chad. He's his partner. I don't know if there were any photos of that. I have a feeling that I can visualize someone in my mind that like tall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think of him as being very tall and kind of husky, not like heavy, but just solidly built.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just making it up. We're going to make up a partner for him.
Exactly. Someone who's befitting of Gary.
That's what we think.
Yeah.
You want to know something funny? I contacted him. And it's been a long time now. I said, hey, would you like to come be on my show? And he was the sweetest person. And he said, nobody is interested in anything I have to say. Really? Dude.
Yeah. Cynthia, I'll have to check out his designs. I saw someone else do a market bag, which was a bit different. B-hook crochet, I think she is. Excuse me a second. That's better. B-hook crochet, and what she did, the canvas market bags that you can get that are sort of just plain white calico, basically.
I know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
And she crocheted granny squares and sewed them together and used the
I think that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So they're all lined and they've already got a zipper in them.
I don't think her one's had a zipper.
Yours has the handle one.
Just the handle one, yes. And she crocheted around the handle. I only saw that yesterday. Yesterday or the day before.
I saw that about a year ago.
Okay. I'm really out of the loop.
I'm like, granny squares, but I'm starting to warm up to them because they're freaking everywhere.
I'm not. I didn't even like them in the 70s when they were, really popular then.
But I bought a book the other day. I didn't want to, but I did. I bought it for the shop, and I got it on sale at Joann's, or I wouldn't have bought the thing. But it was like modern granny square. I don't know. It was a bunch of different granny square recipes. And there was one dress in there that I loved. And I'm never making the thing, but I really, really liked the pattern. And I thought, and I kind of think the only reason that it caught my eye was the connecting yarn was black instead. So many times it's white. And I think because it was black, it didn't look as granny square-ish. So it was, the squares were a solid color, which I liked that much better than all the different colors. And then it had black as the border color and the connector. And it just, I liked that. It just didn't hurt my brain as much as the regular granny squares do. And every person in the shop that sees that book is drawn to that exact dress. Right. So, but then they've got like the traditional granny square kind of a duster type thing where it's a vest, but it goes all the way to the ground. And, you know, all the little 60s headbands and little purses. And so, but I just thought everybody is so gung-ho for the granny squares. It'd be a nice little thing to have in there right now. And a lot of people look at it.
What's a kangaroo bag? Is that
no idea.
No idea. Kangaroo bag. In the shape of a kangaroo? With a pouch in the front, maybe?
I suppose we'll have to go look at it. Is it Cynthia, can you send me a link? Or is that too hard for your eyeballs? Is that too hard on your eyeballs? Because you know I don't want to go digging through his stuff. I will.
If you go to his channel, if it's called a kangaroo bag, just put kangaroo in the search bar. I'm not on my YouTube at the moment.
KANGAROO, kangaroo bag. Oh, there's a million of them. What's his name?
One.
Thank you, because I've already forgotten it. JUAN. Oh, well, aren't you cute? That's not him, but he's a cutie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the bag.
Hey, Steve. Australian made the Wan bifold kangaroo and cowhide.
Oh,
not him.
A mouthful. Yeah.
That's from Big Juan. Juan the Yarn Addict.
Thank you. Yes. I get migraines without the headache, so my audio.
Oh, it's just a drawstring bag. It's just a crochet drawstring bag.
Okay.
With a pocket inside.
Well, a kangaroo has the pocket on the outside. Yes, I get very sensitive to light, to sound, and it drives me crazy. It's like I have to be in a black room with no noise at all. So I'm fortunate in that way that I don't get the headache part of the migraine, but the other things I do.
I like mine better. I like my bags better because this is all full of holes and.
Okay, is it a market bag?
It's just a crochet drawstring bag.
Okay.
With a bunch of holes. Oh, here we go. As a matter of fact, it's almost the exact same color of the one I made last year. That we made at this is almost identical to what we made at the Yarny Social, but it was it had a little more of a solid outside.
Yeah. It's not fun.
Pass. Enjoy.
So Steve, have you finished your shawl? You were in the
pocket might be
honeycomb stitch section last time.
Yeah.
Which I think was a couple of weeks ago now. And I have dropped that video showing how to do that. That one. I had an interesting comment. And I didn't even think of it, so I should make some changes. She said I should say whether it's knit or crochet, and on my thumbnail. I thought it doesn't even look crochet to me, but I guess if you're looking at it on a small device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Have you watched the other ones? Like you're on tutorial 7 and you're just realizing it's a knit one?
Usually
maybe that's
holding
the first
two
one she
needles
came.
is often a clue.
Yeah. Maybe it's the first one she came across. I don't know.
That could be.
Yeah.
That could be. Especially if you're doing the crocheted cast on, that would really confuse it.
Oh, I learned another cast on method for crochet.
Yeah?
It's a long tail crochet cast on for crocheting.
Really?
Yes. And it's really, I like it a lot. It's an alternative to the foundation chain. Some people do that, like
I can't do the foundation. It drives me crazy. Yeah.
No, but this one is so easy, and it gives a nice stretchy.
Oh.
It's really nice.
Oh.
And I did it. So there's, I don't know the lady's name, but her channel is Beaver Blankets. She does a lot of mosaics. Beba.
Biba. Biba.
And she has a mosaic.
You don't have anything to write on?
Put it on your hand, Robin, on your hand.
Wait. Oh, wait. Okay. I'm ready. Say it again. Beba.
Yes, blankets.
Blankets.
Beba Blankets. And
see, I cleaned up again. Now I can't find anything. But I went and bought a bunch of pencils.
I love writing with pencils rather than pens.
And look, I bought this cute little caddy. So I put all my pencils and my eyeglasses. And apparently I needed some gel pens because I got up to the cash register and I had a packet of gel pens in my bag, which I did not put into my cart. So somebody helped me shop.
Okay.
And I thought, well, okay, they're cute. So I also got some gel pens.
Oh, okay. This is for crocheting. Wow, I've only just found it. Steve said he's used it. He always uses it. It's the best in his opinion. Yes. Create very even first row. And
long tail crochet.
Yeah, it's almost like let's see. What can we do here?
Let me know when I need to make you big.
Okay. It'll be back to front, but you get the idea. It's very, very simple. So you just leave a long tail like you normally would, just however long. There's a formula you can work out how long it should be.
You know, speaking of formulas, so every week I do my square, and every week it says cast on blank number of stitches, and I go 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 30. And I zip it off.
Too short?
Oh, it's like this much too long.
Mm.
And I thought that's what you're supposed to do. Wrap it around one time for each stitch, and it should give you pretty close to what you're going to do. And because like this one right here, and I even shortened it up because I always end up with too much. And I ended up with this much too much.
Okay, must be something. Are you sure you're only wrapping it around once?
Even I can count to 30. Well, sometimes.
It shouldn't be way too much, though. It shouldn't be like three times or 2 times as much as you need. In actual fact, it's probably a little bit shorter than.
Yeah.
What are you using the correct needle size?
I'm using the needle that I cast on with.
I don't know.
Oh, well, it's not that bad. Because now I've done it so many times that now I don't even go all the way to 30. And I still end up with too much.
I shall speak to you about that off camera and get you to demonstrate it for me. So if you want to make me big, I'll show you how I understand the long tail cast on to go for crochet.
I'm probably doing my long tail cast on wrong. You use the tail. Steve says you use the tail and the lead in every stitch. One is the loop, the other is the double loop. Okay, here we go.
Okay,
what are we
so
learning?
My tail, my long tail, and then this is the other end. And so before I crochet, I from the front to the back, go around the hook, and then pick up my working yarn. So it's almost like I've got 2 stitches on the hook, and then go through it like that, and then wrap the yarn again from front to back and go through, and that'll be back to front for you guys, but it's so simple. So I'll do a few more and then show you what and you do get up a rhythm with it. It's almost like an I-cord, would you say? It kind of looks a bit like an I-cord.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It looked like I-cord almost.
Forgot to do it that time. Where's my... Yeah. Holding this in the midair, so that's why it looks a bit weird.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Okay, so I'll just take that out. So it's nice and straight, and it's quite...
Oh, it's nice and stretchy.
And then, so the mosaic blanket that I'm doing, you don't go into these ones here, but I won't describe that because it's really weird. But you can see here, if you're doing single crochets, you can, as your foundation row or whatever, you can go through here. And it's easy. It's easier than going through the back bump.
Mm-hmm.
The hole's already there. You can kind of see the hole already to go through.
Yep.
To put your single crochets in. Yeah, I really liked it.
That's nice. Yeah, we'll definitely take a little practice.
If you see it done properly instead of like reverse, in mirror image,
upside down and backwards. Yeah, that's what I was looking to see. But you know what it reminds me of is, do you guys remember back in the day when we would go to camp in the summertime and we would get those plastic things and we would make that
the French knitting?
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's what it reminded me of, is it looks kind of like that.
And that's what I-cord is. I-cord is basically French knitting. The same thing. Yeah, so it gives a nice edge to work with. So I'm doing that on a
yes, the
mosaic.
That's it. We make keychains. Oh, look how pretty that is.
I'm not sure about the orange. I couldn't get the hang
of it
to do it. And so I used a different yarn to the rest of it. And that's her version of a moss stitch blanket. So this is a mosaic moss stitch.
I will be snuggered if... Is that this lady?
Yes. So that's the lady.
I saw it yesterday.
Yeah. But she doesn't demonstrate how to do the long tail cast on. She just does it. And I thought, hang on, she's doing something different there, because I couldn't follow what she was doing. And then I did a search. There's a lady in Scotland who did a good demonstration of it a little while ago.
I saw this yesterday.
Yeah.
Blanket, because I saw that and I'm like, oh, I love that.
Me too.
And so then I went to her thingy, the video, and I watched the video. It said no tails, no color changes, center out solid mosaic. And I'm like, that is not mosaic. That is not mosaic. Yeah. So then I started watching the video and I'm like, that is mosaic. That is 100% mosaic. And
it goes so quickly.
Then, well, you know, she's going on and on and on about the color change. Well, it's just a color change yarn. That's no big deal. But that's so funny that we both saw this. And I saw the same thing. And I thought, what is she doing with her? What is that? Yeah, but you're right. She never said a word about what it was.
No, but I think she has a video on it that I couldn't quite follow. And so this center yarn is a different yarn. It's Stylecraft DK, so it's a little bit thicker than the other yarn that I'm using, but I just did it to see if I could follow.
Because she was using Ferris wheel, which I have.
I'm
because
using.
I did a shawl for a friend of mine out of Ferris wheel.
So I'm using this one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's falling apart. I need to recake it. That's Hobie Horizon. I love that yarn. It's an anti-pilling. They say DK, but it's much thinner than a DK.
Acrylic.
But it's soft. It's nice and soft. So once the brighter colors come in, like the lime green and the yellow, this one I'll be happier with.
It's gonna be gorge.
So yes, that's I saw her square version. She did a square version of it first a couple of weeks ago. And I thought, I like rectangular blankets. And she said, comment. If she gets enough likes and comments, she'll do a rectangular one. So I commented, yep, definitely interested in seeing rectangular one.
That is so funny.
Yeah. Well, obviously the algorithm's working for her.
Yeah. That and I started listening to it and I'm like, okay, this is too my brain. It's like I like it. I'm interested, but not right at this moment.
Yeah. I just wanted something kind of mindless to do, but that also looked pretty. What's the waterfall technique, Steve?
Yeah. Yes, Steve. I've never heard that. Now the double-sided, I'm just figuring out the double-sided and the question that I had. And in fact, I just sent an email to that lady that does all the mosaics. And I asked her about that because
there's a couple of ladies.
Well,
Sunshine, hooked on
nope.
Sunshine, or
nope.
No, not Rosina.
Nikki. She does, and she's always putting out. Oh, look at this! Whose mosaic is this? Is this hers? Oh, look at. See, I didn't look at any of her stuff yesterday. I just went. I gotta go. Nikki, N-I-C. Nikki's Homemade Crafts. She does tons of mosaics. And she's always doing crochet alongs. In fact, some of the ones that Amber's doing, that Christmas one, that's from her.
Okay.
But
I just need to make a jot that down.
Like this kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, last year, 2 years ago, I bought a set from her, and it was how to do this kind, how to do this, how to do this. Well, the reason I bought it was at the end, it said, and how to create your own. It's the only reason I bought it. It was like $20. Right. And of course, I never looked at it because, why would I? Well, the other day when Bod put out that thing where she did because this is the overlay, and Bod put out that thing where it showed the design on both sides, and you did not end up with the ends, which I think, Steve, you are calling, I don't know. Well, there's a word for it because there's overlay and there's something else. But
inset.
What is it?
Inset.
I think so, inset. But I searched like for 2 hours for patterns, and every single pattern I came up with was geometric, like this kind of a pattern.
Yeah.
And I could not find anything that would have been this kind of pattern, like trees and deer and the kind of things I want. And I searched Ravelry, and I searched Pinterest, and I searched everywhere. I searched everywhere. And finally, I just wrote to her and I said, hey, I want to do this. Can it be done with that style? And she said, yeah, but it won't look as good on the back. It'll look okay, but it won't look as good. And I thought, to myself, I'm going to do a little something, maybe just a strip, maybe just a coaster size, to not have to deal with all those ends and to see what it looks like on the back. Because not as good and are two different things. You know what I mean?
I don't mind the look of regular mosaic, overlay mosaic on the back,
I think
just
it's
being
right on the back.
stripes.
But it would be nice if it had the design on the back.
It would. I've tried it. I need a lot more practice because it looks when I do the double-sided, I can't get the tension quite right. It just doesn't look good. I don't do very much inset. I actually don't do much mosaic at all. It's too time consuming for me.
Oh, it's my favorite. It's my favorite.
No.
But
crochet is sort of my second favorite. Knitting's my favorite.
Yes.
Knitting's my favorite. So if I can do something really intricate with that interests me more than doing a mosaic. I have done mosaic. I did
well, they've got mosaic knitting too.
It's not as nice.
Isn't it?
It's not as
you mean there's something better in crochet? Did I hear you? Excuse me, did I hear you say there's something better in crochet than knitting?
There's one guy who does
free form. Please?
No, I'm not a robot. I don't repeat myself. Easier to do in crochet. But there's one guy who's got this bluebird that he did freehand. He didn't even have a pattern for it. He does all these freestyle mosaic knitting design, and they're absolutely gorgeous. There is no way I would ever be able to do it. No way. I wouldn't have the patience.
I do see a lot of the freeform stuff, and some of it's good and some of it's not so much good.
Yes.
I have seen mosaic socks, Steve. That's the first time I saw the knit mosaic, was at my knitting store. I just ordered a bunch more sock yarn.
Oh dear.
I
don't mind doing Fair Isle. That's a bit different to mosaic, like whole blankets and stuff like that. A jumper with a mosaic, with a Fair Isle across the top or the yoke. That's about as much as I'll do.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it as much. Stranded color work, I don't enjoy.
There's so much. Oh, you don't do socks either, Steve? You were being facetious?
Oh yeah. Socks. But
you know that crazy sock lady, she's like, okay, I'm on pair 97 for the year.
But then people think that about us with our blankets, like, oh, okay, I've made 12 blankets this year,
I'm on blanket number 47,
and we're not even halfway through. It's
last
like blankets.
This morning at 4:30 in the morning when I woke up, I was thinking about this list.
Yes. I keep walking past a container of yarn that I've got, and there's one yarn that it's been screaming out to me like, use me. So I thought I would, and I just made it. I had nothing to make, but I just made a scarf with it, and it's quite a wide scarf, but it's so pretty.
It is pretty.
And that was yeah. Well, it's actually not showing up. It's got more colors in it than is showing up. Let's see.
Well, Steve's making us brownies. How nice.
Yay. And that was with Red Heart Super Saver pooling yarn. And I don't even know how I got pooling yarn in my stash. And it was papaya. So it's got blue, red, orange, green, pink in there. And it's really summery and bright. Yeah, it was lovely.
Very pretty. Week or two to crochet a pair of socks, good Lord. How about a year or two?
How about never? I crocheted one pair. I didn't even crochet them. I knit one pair of socks, and I thought, never again. Never again. They're just. But then again, I don't wear socks, and we're in Australia. No one wears socks. You wear bare feet. Not. We do. We wear socks, but if you go to someone's place for dinner, Christmas is a perfect example because it's so darn hot.
Oh,
Within
no.
10 minutes, everyone has their shoes off and you're all walking around bare feet all the time. Yep. So socks are, yeah. Yeah. You probably would.
I hate not wearing socks.
No.
I even wear socks.
Oh, I would melt. Absolutely melt.
I put
Even
on
now that I'm
socks and
feeling
then I go to bed.
cold. No.
And then sometimes I wake up in the morning and I have one sock off. So I have taken off one sock during the night.
That foot got hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I don't go out barefoot, Elizabeth. I don't go shopping barefoot. I would in a pinch, but no, not regularly. Mostly thongs, flip-flops.
Flip-flops. Mm-hmm.
People would wear out. I don't. I wear regular shoes, sandals when I'm going out. But at home in summer, nothing is on my feet. Walk outside. Nope. What do you call bindi eye? It's a weed in the grass and it's prickly.
We've got a lot of prickly kind of weeds, but
yeah. I remember when we were kids, we'd go down, the next door neighbour would ask us to get something from the little shop that was just around the corner. And coming into spring, you always get stuck in the middle of a bindi patch. And just like you can't go any further. You got to pull these things out. You just got to tough it through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because no one wore shoes.
Yeah.
Goat head. Okay.
Yeah, we have goat heads. They're these just little prickly things they get. And they're small. They're about the size of a peppercorn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, bindi a little bit bigger than that, but yes. Yeah. Never wore shoes except for school.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd hope it was a rainy day because you could take your shoes off and you just be in your socks in class.
Yeah. And we'll go in, like you'll go get a pedicure and they'll be scrubbing all that stuff off of somebody's feet, and mine are just soft and tender because I always wear my socks.
My husband always wore socks, and I couldn't believe when we met, how pink his feet were. It was like a little baby's foot, so soft. He's mine all gnarled and calloused, and nothing's getting through that. We'd walk down the road on the bitumen with no shoes on, or run around in the streets with no shoes on.
Oh, I could
not. Break out the cheese grater, yep.
Nope. Well, for one thing, I'm always cold. And everywhere you go, they've got the air conditioning on way too high. And then my feet are cold. Even I'd be at work and, like some of the girls they'd wear their dress pants and sandals. And I'd be freezing. So I'd keep a blanket under my desk and wrap a blanket around my feet because it was so cold just with sandals on. So I always wore socks and dress shoes. So never even wore sandals.
Even in winter, I think, can I get away with wearing my sandals into town to do the shopping? And it's like, oh, okay, no, I'll put my boots on. Don't get me wrong, I like my boots, but I prefer sandals. I prefer to have some air around my feet.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, have we shown this week's? I
can't believe we have. We're too busy talking all the new things we want to make.
Yeah, lots of things.
Lots of things. I made some. I've been making some progress on that blanket, so I'm thinking ahead to getting ready to start some new stuff.
Which blanket is that?
The loosely based on gumball blanket.
Oh, that blanket. Haven't you finished that yet, woman? Come on, that's been at least a week you've been working on it.
I think it's been, only about a month, really, month and a half. Among all my
the foray into yarn dyeing. I saw that video.
I've got to get that home and get it wound up. I don't have a Swift at work, and I don't want to take my good Swift, and I don't want to buy another one. So I'm gonna have to, though, because invariably somebody's gonna come in and buy a hank of yarn and want to wind it up. That is going to be a thing.
Put it on the back of, depending on your chair, you can put it on the back of a chair or two chairs.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we've got tall chairs that I can totally do that with, or I can make them stand there and hold it. Because I kept my Stanwood winder. I left that there because I've been winding up. In fact, I wound up all of my little bits of yarn, all my balls of yarn to go with the rest of my blankie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I wound them all up because they were just getting to be a mess to work with. But I'm working on the border. I'm on my third color. It takes a long time. That border takes a long time. It's not hard.
It does, because it's, but it's.
Because you have to pick up that third loop. You can't just go. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, that'd be rough, Elizabeth. In Arizona with the thermostat set in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is this horrific thing we made this week? It's called the
something ribbed stitch.
Ribbed Basketweave square. No, zipper ribbed square. Zipper 28. Yeah. Ribbed Basketweave?
Basketweave.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, so last week,
the
last one would have been the zipper rib.
The zipper. And next week is the ribbed stitch.
Yes. Oh, I could not get that one.
Yeah. That one, there's a mistake on it.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I didn't do my ends. I've got ends hanging out. I finished it, threw it in the bucket, and called it good. Better do my ends while we sit here and chit chat. So mine, of course, is delightful. Don't look, Steve.
He's still getting brownies out of the oven. He's probably eating one or two as well.
Eating a brownie and not sharing. So I went to, is that this week? I went to 2 knitting groups. And y'all know I cannot knit and talk. So the first one, I took this with me. That was a mistake. The second one, I took my crocheted squares. So here she is. And she looks really good until right there where I got my count off. So there's my row, and then I got a jog. Which I did not even notice. I did not even notice till I got all my borders done, and I went, crap. Well, Steve will be happy.
At least you're consistent, Robin.
Consistent, screwed up in every single square.
Well, I had trouble with this one in my notes, even though it was a long time ago. I said I had trouble keeping the pattern correct.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I did. So I ended up increasing the number of stitches to 40 because it was really, really narrow as well for mine. So I've got an extra column of stuff compared to the other one. But yeah, for some reason that pattern just didn't gel.
No, I didn't like this one.
No. And the next one, so if anyone's still following along, the next one, there's an error in the stitch count. So Robin's done hers. It recommends casting on 30 stitches. Robin's gone down to 30.
31.
And
I took one off because I figured I counted wrong. And I ended up, and I'm like, I've got an extra stitch. We will just knit 2 together.
Yep. And I cast on 33. And again, because mine, for some reason, they keep pulling in. I don't mind blocking, but if I don't have to. So this is unblocked.
Oh, wow. That looks pretty good.
Yeah. And that's because I increased the number of stitches after I cast on. So, yeah, I cast on 31 for this one. This one I cast on 32, and then increased it to 40 as I got to this part. So that one also, and you can see this one's still curved in a little bit on the side down here, but these are unblocked, these ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so cast on 30 or 33 stitches for the next block. So that's those ones out of the way. We've done that. I've dropped my honeycomb tutorial section, so now it's just the cast off. And really, it doesn't need a tutorial for that. Everyone should know how to cast off, and you can use any method. But this is a method I think I designed, but I'm not sure because there's so many different cast off methods, and it gives a nice a thicker cast off edge that goes better with the shawl. So I've got a video in the works for that. And then that'll be it. Oh, how did they turn out, Steve? And how long will it take you to post one to Australia? Because I can just microwave it. That'll be as fresh as a day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And even if it's not, I don't care if it's a chocolate brownie.
Does it have frosting? We like them with frosting. My granddaughter to be, who I just call my granddaughter, they came to dinner. What day is today? They came to dinner last night, and I told them they didn't need to bring anything, but she always does. She's a phenomenal baker. Among all the other fabulous things she does, she's a phenomenal baker. And they had gone huckleberry picking. Do you know what huckleberries are, Cheryl?
I do.
So they had gone huckleberry picking. And so she made a huckleberry cheesecake from scratch. I don't eat berries. No cherries, no berries.
Mm-hmm.
I ate this thing. And I'm like, I was eating the cheesecake. I was trying to eat around the berries, and it was tainted. It was contaminated with the berries, but it was purple, so it had that going for it. And I'm like,
yeah,
well, it kind of tastes purple. And so I ate it, and then I ate a little more, and pretty soon every stinking crumb was gone. It was very good. It was so good. It was so good. But normally I'm all about the chocolate. All about the chocolate. So, Steve, what kind of frosting do we have? Mm-hmm. Half gone already. Uh-huh.
They're good when they're warm, just out of the oven. You can't have a bad muffin or biscuit or brownie if it's warm. It's just impossible. Even if it goes like hard as lead as soon as it cools down, when it's warm, nice. No icing. And with your aversion to berries and cherries, is that you just don't like the taste, the texture?
Nope, just don't like them. And I did. Okay. And I think it's funny because I sort of like strawberries, but they're on the list.
Okay.
But I don't like fresh strawberries, but every now and then, like you'll get a strawberry pie and it's got that gel stuff. I'll eat the gel stuff, but not the berries. But I don't want strawberry ice cream or a strawberry milkshake. But
Oh no, that's a really weird. That doesn't taste like strawberry at all to me.
And I don't want blueberries, but I'll eat a blueberry muffin.
Okay.
So
Blueberries are probably my least favorite berry. They seem to go squishy quickly.
Yeah. And I'll eat 1 or 2 fresh blackberries. But
Mulberries are my favorite.
Oh, I don't think I've had those. So, but the thing with strawberries, I think I probably liked them, but you know, all those things that hurt my mouth, those are one of the things that hurt my mouth. So I think when I was a kid and I'd go to eat one, my mom would say, no, remember, you don't like those. You don't like those. So she instilled it in me that I didn't like strawberries. And so I think that's where I got that from.
I think Mum might have liked the strawberries a little bit too much and didn't want anyone else sharing them.
There could be that too. Yeah. But strawberries make my mouth break out really bad. So but so do bananas, and I eat those.
Okay. What do they do to your mouth?
I'm allergic to citric acid.
Okay.
And strawberries and bananas have a lot of citric acid in them. So do things like toothpaste and walnuts.
I was going to say you'd have a lot of trouble with lots of things.
Yeah, I have a lot of trouble with a lot of things. And so a lot of things that I feel, we always have this thing is it spicy? Is it spicy? And it's not that it's spicy, it's the citric acid. And things that don't bother other people are super spicy to me. And I'll get blisters in my mouth from it.
Wow.
And so
Is it with other acids as well? Is it with other acids as well?
Just citric acid.
So vinegars and stuff, vinegars are okay?
Things that are high in vinegar, well, vinegar is acidic. So, yeah. So like pickles, I'll eat them, but I'm going to pay for it.
Okay.
And it's like, and it's weird because some things are super bad fresh and other things are super bad if they're cooked. Like fresh pineapple, forget it. I can't even have one bite. And there'll be a fruit tray and they always put the pineapple on there. Well, then the pineapple juice leaches over to the other juice and it contaminates everything. So I can't eat it.
Pineapple has something else that starts with B.
Oh, I know what you're
that actually breaks down flesh.
Yeah. But if it's cooked pineapple, I can have a couple bites. So Mr. will grill, he'll get fresh pineapple and slice it up and grill it. Oh, I can have 1 or 2 bites of that and it's wonderful. So good. And then tomatoes are the opposite. Fresh tomatoes don't bother me as much as cooked tomatoes. Canned, stewed tomatoes, oh, my mouth is on fire. It's so weird. And onions, I can't eat raw onions, but I can eat cooked onions all day long. I can have sauteed onions forever. Whole big plate of them, no problem. But raw onions, I can't have one bite. So, and pepper, like just regular black pepper, never used to bother me.
Did you try my baked potatoes last night?
I didn't because you put blue cheese on it, and I don't like blue cheese. I just don't like blue cheese. But black pepper never used to bother me, and I could never eat cracked pepper because it was too much. But now even black pepper I can't handle.
Wow.
So it's gotten to be a real problem. It's a real problem. But like toothpaste, I have to buy little kids' toothpaste, and I can get like there's a berry. There's a berry flavor, and there's an apple flavor, and those two I'm all right with. But like regular Crest or whatever, anything peppermint, anything mint, cinnamon gum, like cinnamon gum, or Altoids. Do you guys have Altoids?
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot have those. Tic Tacs.
Wow.
The orange flavor is okay, but none of the mint things. So you go to the dentist and they'll want it to be that rinse. I'm like, oh, no. I cannot have that stuff.
Wow.
So yeah, I have to be
Hey,
super
Nifty.
careful. Hi, Nifty. Sorry, guys. So yeah, I got to be super careful about all that kind of stuff. And like even right now, I can feel the sores on my tongue because I'm drinking coffee.
Okay. Wow. I'm so thankful I don't have. I have things I like and dislike, but nothing that I'm allergic to. I do have a sensitivity to peppers. We call them capsicums, paprika, and all those sort of things. I have a lower tolerance for them. So I could have a couple of tacos, that'd be fine. But if I had, tacos every day for 3 weeks, I'd be,
sometimes like we'll have spaghetti, so you got tomato sauce. Well, as long as it's not stewed tomatoes, I can have a little tomato sauce. So like if I have some for lunch, it's okay. But then if we had it again for dinner, I'd be in trouble. And sometimes I just put up with the pain if it's something I really love. Like hummus. I think it's the, is it the tzatziki? There's something in hummus that makes, lemon juice, that'll make me break out. And so I can eat like 2 or 3 bites. And then I'm like, oh, this is hurting. This is hurting. This is hurting. I love it. Banana bread, because it's got bananas and walnuts. Oh, so good. But it's
lemon's
weird.
probably one of my most used condiments. I love lemon, like lemon chicken, and
I love lemon.
It doesn't, not even sweet, just
lemon pepper chicken.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I feel like something desserty, like for dessert, but we don't have anything, I'll just get some cream cheese melted in the microwave, plonk lemon juice on it, and stir it up and eat that. It's almost like a lemon juice.
What did you say? Cream cheese?
Cream cheese. Yeah, like Philadelphia cream cheese.
Lemon juice?
Yeah. Oh, yum.
Never heard of that. Have you guys heard of that before? I've never heard of that.
It doesn't come like that. You mix it together. Yeah.
No, I've never heard of doing that.
Wow.
Interesting.
I think you can actually buy lemon flavored cream cheese in the tub, spreadable.
Wow. Not here.
Yeah. Oh, nice. It's like a lemon cheesecake taste.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah,
that would
be good. Yeah, lemon cheesecake. Interesting. Yeah. So back in the day when I was on one of my many diets, they said to take cottage cheese.
Oh,
I love cottage cheese. And take like a tablespoon of mozzarella and a tablespoon of spaghetti sauce and mix it in there. And it was supposed to taste like lasagna. It wasn't horrible. It didn't taste like lasagna, but it was good. I used to eat that a lot. Yeah.
There's something about the texture of cottage cheese that just makes me shudder. It's like it's been.
Yeah.
It's like if you mash potato and it's still lumpy.
Oh, I love lumpy mashed potatoes.
Oh, no. Well, then cottage cheese, no.
Cottage cheese doesn't bother me.
No, something that's, well, to me, cottage cheese seems like it's already been eaten and spat out, and then it's your turn. It's like, no, thanks.
No, see, I never really cared for cheesecake much. It's not my go-to. I will eat it, but it's not on the top of my list. I like ricotta cheese better than cottage cheese.
Yes, ricotta's getting there.
Yeah, I like ricotta cheese. I like cottage cheese. I like them both. Oh, I've heard people do cottage cheese and avocado. I don't love avocado. I've just gotten to where I'll eat it. But you know what I have fallen in love with is avocado toast.
Just avocado smashed up on toast.
Well, and then they put an egg on it.
Oh, no.
Oh, good. Now I saw something. I have to scroll back because I saw something that caught my eye, but I didn't get to see the whole thing. And
No, ricotta's not cottage cheese, Steve.
oh, cottage cheese and sliced peaches. Love them. Love them, Linda. See, and then when I was younger, it would be the cottage cheese and pineapple. But of course, I can't have the pineapple. So we started eating the cottage cheese and peaches, and I love them. Oh, cottage cheese and diced tomatoes. I think that would be okay because, again, that would put me in mind of lasagna. If it was fresh tomatoes, because I couldn't eat them if they were cooked.
I think, Cynthia, Elizabeth, that I'd have to blend the cottage cheese a lot to get it like, even if it was just like a thick custard consistency, just so that it wasn't lumpy. Not that I have anything against them. I love lumpy oatmeal.
Oh, me too. Okay. Okay. What do you put on your oatmeal?
Depends what I'm in the mood for. Usually I use cream. So I make it on water, and then I'll have cream and maybe a teaspoon of honey. That's it.
Okay. What about you guys? What are you going to put on your oatmeal? Which, by the way, I love oatmeal. I would eat it every single day. And I'm so weird. Oh, brown sugar and milk. Oh,
yeah,
I'm
brown
so
sugar
weird.
and milk. Yeah.
I will make a big pot of oatmeal and put it in the refrigerator. Oops, there goes my project. Put it in the refrigerator, and then I will slice off a chunk of it, throw it in a bowl, and warm it up the next day.
Oh, yeah. Because I have thyroid medication, I need to wait an hour after taking my medication before I can have breakfast. And so what I do is I have a cup of tea. I'll boil the jug. I'll put the oats in the bowl, and I'll pour hot water and a bit of salt on top. And then by the time the hour's up, they just go in the microwave.
Yep.
They've softened up. 2 minutes in the microwave, and they're done, and there's breakfast. And do you use instant oats, I think they call them?
Instant oatmeal. I have for a lot of years, especially growing up on my way to school, that kind of thing, when it was just me. But I prefer the long cooked ones.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. And that's why on the weekend I'll make a big pot of it and then slice it off and eat it during the week. So, milk and blueberries, Linda. There you go.
Actually, Amy, yes, I like allspice as well in the oatmeal.
Butter and brown sugar.
Sometimes if I've got some stewed apples left over, I'll put some.
I do like that. I like it with the apples on there. Peanut butter.
Nifty, do you make your oatmeal on water or milk?
Cynthia, I am going to have to try that because I love me some peanut butter. Okay, Nifty, you win. I cook my oatmeal in water and I eat it plain. No sugar, no milk, no fruit, no spices.
So what consistency is it?
Just the thickness of thick oatmeal.
So it's not solid?
No, because I warm it up. It's warm. But sometimes I'll put butter. If I've got some butter handy, I'll throw some butter in there and stir it up. But I don't want, and I'll tell you how that started. I want to try the overnight oats. I never have.
It's fine.
I think it would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be good. I don't like cream of rice. I like cream of wheat. I don't like cream of rice. I like rice pudding. I'm weird. Back in the day, and this was back, I was in 3rd grade. So however old that is, 6, 7, 8, 9-ish. We were at the babysitter, and the babysitter would feed us. I know, now I want oatmeal. She would make oatmeal for us every morning, and I love oatmeal. So the first morning that we were there, and she's like, we have oatmeal. I'm like, yay, I love oatmeal. And she poured canned condensed milk on that oatmeal. And I went, I don't eat any milk on my oatmeal. I eat it plain. And so she plopped down a bowl of oatmeal in front of me, and I ate it. And I ate it like that every day for the entire year that we were at that babysitter's. And that's when I started eating it like that.
Yeah, but you don't have the condensed milk on it now.
No, that was disgusting. It was awful.
Yeah.
The only two things I remember about that lady was that, and she made me, for Christmas, she made me a pair of bell-bottom pants. And I loved those pants.
Yep, Steve, we don't call it oatmeal in Australia. We call it porridge. However you do it, whether you do it overnight, whether you do it in the morning, it's all, if you make it with oats, it's porridge.
Oh, really? So I thought porridge was something different.
Not here. Nope. Some people make it on milk.
Yeah, my mom used to make it with milk sometimes.
I prefer to use water and add milk later so that it's a bit cheaper, but
she said it made it creamier, which it does.
It does. But yeah. No.
Not me.
No, I don't think I could eat it just plain with nothing on it. I'll give it a go, but I can't.
I do like it if you've got the fresh apples. And I've had it, you'll go someplace and they've got, like you'll go to a hotel and they've got kind of like an oatmeal bar there, and they'll have, I don't like raisins, so I don't put the raisins in, but sometimes they'll have craisins, and sometimes they'll have some slivered almonds. I like it with that in there. And I like it if they've got sunflower seeds. I like those in it, but I'm not going to do that at my house.
It's sounding almost more like a bircher muesli than oatmeal.
Which I like that. I like that. I like muesli. So yeah, I never thought of that. That's probably why I like that. Oh yeah, you're right. It would be kind of gluey if you cooked it in the. Kind of breaks down. We've got a cereal here, and I call it oatmeal. It's not really oatmeal. It's a 7-grain meal. There's a city in Montana, which we drive through when we go wherever we go. And I can't remember the name of it. It's wheat. It's called Wheatland, Montana. And the only thing that place does is grow wheat. And that town has a gas station and a restaurant. And the restaurant is so good. And it's like a sandwich place, basically. But they sell wheat, like bags of flour, and unground wheat. And they sell pancake mix, and they sell waffle mix, and they sell syrup, and they sell oatmeal, and they sell this 7-grain mix. And it has the oats, and I don't even know what all is in it, but I buy it in 25-pound buckets when we go there. And I love it. And I eat the same way I eat my oatmeal. But it is so good. So good. But it's long cooking. It takes 20 minutes to cook it. And so, yeah.
Yep, that's what I do, Ruth. I put it in a sock or a stocking and tie it around the thing to get the goodness out of it. I'd be worried about getting into a bath with oatmeal in it and sort of rinsing off afterwards, like getting caught places you don't want it to be caught.
Yeah, we used to do that when we had chicken pox when we were kids. We get the oatmeal bath.
Oh no, we didn't. We what did Mum use? Vinegar.
Oh,
We had
really?
vinegar. Yeah, it was a soothing.
Yeah, the
thing.
oatmeal bath kept it from itching.
I don't remember the itch. Yeah, vinegar. And then calamine lotion on top of that after you got out of the bath.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
You got the Olympics on? You get to watch the Olympics? You guys get them next.
We get the Olympics. I am not interested in the Olympics. The farce that is the Olympics at the moment in France, that's just laughable. And we're getting them, I don't know if it's next time or the time after, and it's like,
you get them the summer, or are you going to have the winter?
Oh no, we Winter Olympics in
that's
Australia.
Right, you Winter Olympics. Never mind. So then you'll get you get the next summer Olympics.
We get the next. It's either the next summer ones or the ones after that. 32 rings a bell.
Because
maybe the second ones.
We get.
Oh, it could be the next ones. I don't know.
I know they're going to be in LA. Well, I heard next, so that would be winter. But maybe they meant the next.
Well, they just, when they say the next Olympics, they're usually only talking about the Summer Olympics. So if the next Olympics will be the next Summer Olympics, because they will say Winter Olympics.
I like the summer ones, but I like the winter ones really well too. Yeah, that was I was underwhelmed by the opening. It was odd. It was very odd. But all the little girls are on doing the gymnastics right now, and basketball was this morning. And I didn't even realize it. So you guys know I work at the college part-time, right?
Yes.
Our basketball coach is one of the coaches for the men's basketball team at the Olympics. And I did not know it until I saw him. I'm like, that's Coach Few.
Oh, okay.
What's Coach Few doing at the Olympics? So that was exciting. Not that I care about basketball one way or another, but it was exciting that our basketball coach was there.
Yeah.
So, and we won the basketball. Oh, she bobbled on the thingy. And it was funny, they had fencing on a little while ago. Yeah, that was an odd opening ceremony. And it was 2 U.S. people were fencing each other for gold and silver. So that was kind of odd.
Elizabeth, we do summer sports for this Summer Olympics. So it will just be, it's in Brisbane in 2032. It's not cold. It's not winter. There's no snow. If you get a frost on the ground, you're lucky.
Yeah.
In Brisbane. And so we do have people who participate in Winter Olympics, but we never hold them here in Australia. There wouldn't be enough cold area or reliable snow. They'd have to have snow machines if they did that.
Yeah, and that's weird. Snow machine snow is weird. Oh,
yeah.
Planned well.
Yes. So no, I'm not interested in the Olympics. It's too I guess it's me. It's not the sport. I love sport. It's just too backbiting and controversial. Drugs mainly the drugs people use. It's like, okay, so you won by cheating. Great, happy for you. Can't, no. And it's all, I'm doing it for my country until it's like, it's all about me. Yeah. Sorry, I'll get off my soapbox.
Well, the only thing I know is that you guys are really, really good swimmers. And that's the big,
even that.
that's the big, not controversy. The big thing is the U.S. and the the U.S. and the Australian swimmers. That's the big thing about it.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. She did very poorly on the beam. Whoever that girl right there, whoever she is. But I keep it on just because it's better than the junk that's usually on.
Yeah, Steve is watching it, and he'll tell me, certain things that are happening, and in my head, I'm going, I'm seriously not interested. I could not, like, look at the eyes. They say interest.
Where's my
No,
yarn? I'm like,
exactly.
when are they gonna put yarn in the Olympics? Then I'll be interested.
Exactly. They're having, was it hip hop dancing or
Break
something like that?
dancing.
Break dancing. Yeah, that's a really popular sport.
I don't understand that one.
No.
Don't understand that one.
No.
But whatever.
Anyway.
I mean, it's not to say that it isn't very physical for sure.
Oh, sure.
And I'm sure that the people that participate in it, yeah, Amy, it's an Olympic sport this year.
Yeah,
and it's very physical, and I'm sure that the people that participate in it and know what they're doing as with anything that I don't enjoy, I can appreciate what they've put into it.
It's the same with skateboarding.
I don't enjoy rap music, but I can still appreciate the work they put into it. This is not a sport. It's a dance, and it's barely a dance.
Yes.
So,
yeah, the even things like bringing in tennis. I wasn't, especially when they don't have to be amateurs anymore. You can be a professional and enter it. It's like there are enough competitions. Yeah, there are enough competitions for that already.
And
I think that's when I started losing interest in the Olympics, that it wasn't totally amateur. It was people who are getting sponsored, people who are doing it professionally, and it's like, yeah, I don't watch you anyway. I don't watch the basketball anyway. I used to play basketball, but I don't watch it.
Excuse me.
And you have enough competitions. Don't you earn enough money? Why take the glory away from someone, regular Joe's type thing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite odd. But yeah, when I heard they were doing breakdancing, I don't understand. I don't understand. But, they didn't confer with me on this one.
Exactly. Or me. I mean, there'd be nothing on, like, yes, they wouldn't have had it on the River Seine. And they want to have the marathon and the triathlon in there, and it's toxic. It's not fit.
No. The mayor took a dip in the river the other day.
Yeah.
She was
They didn't show you him being scrubbed down afterwards and disinfected. And he wasn't in there. How long are they in there for the triathlon and the marathon? Right. More than just a dip.
All right, now my counting's off. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
What's you doing?
Stupid knitting.
Okay.
I figured this one was easy enough I could do.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
There would be. Absolutely, there would be.
Yeah, let's get some skill in there.
And even then, I wouldn't be in the medals. Have you seen how fast some of those women knit?
Okay, but there's fast and there's good.
Well, the ladies, the sisters, I don't know that they're twins, but the sisters who knit those wedding shawls. Oh my gosh, they just sit there. They've got the pattern memorized. They go
attention,
just a mile a minute, and beautiful. And here's me, like, yeah, it'll take me 10 minutes to get this knitted. And I just pull off stitches. And
me with this mess.
So, yes, but it's not speed, it's enjoyment and accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about accuracy. I'm not even sure about enjoyment.
No.
I'll enjoy it tremendously when it's done. How many more weeks, Steve? How many more weeks do we have?
About 7.
I actually I printed all the rest of them out so I could count them.
I think, excuse me, we're up to week 24 now. So you've got 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
2,
30. So 7 more, yes.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, but 2 of those will be off weeks, won't they? There can't be 9 left.
I've got 9 more. I printed off 9. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I mixed them up with something else.
Order with your pinning as well.
1.
Yeah.
Well, I
I actually thought Rover was going to stop after 10.
I'm probably the only one in the world still doing this stupid thing. I didn't even look at Pinky Jean. No, I think Pinky Jean's still doing it.
Linda, are you wanting to know who the sisters are who do the shawls, or the wedding shawls?
Yeah, I do too. June, July.
Yes, I always thought that the Olympic walk, the walk would be a good one, but that's actually quite hard on your hips. We used to do that in high school.
7.
Yeah,
more.
7. That's what I've been saying.
Well, you can't be trusted.
Oh, what? You're questioning. I'm a mathematician. I can count. I can count to at least 99.
Many is the time.
After that, it gets a bit dodgy.
So this BB woman with her blanket that she's calling mosaic, she said moss stitch, and I went, ah!
It's her version of moss stitch. I think it looks. Yeah,
but it's not, because I'm like, well, that's mosaic. It's not a moss stitch. So then I looked at it,
and then it well, I don't know, because I don't crochet moss stitch, because I always expect it to look like knitted moss stitch, but it doesn't.
That's right. It's
I'll see if I can get that name for you, Linda.
Crocheted moss stitch is not as scary as stupid knit moss stitch.
No, that's true. I agree with you there.
Why did how? I
don't know. Because
I've got to get that. I've got to do it again, just to win. Just to win. Because it's not that hard. Did I crochet or knit that? The Franken blanket. That was knit.
You knit it.
And I absolutely could not figure out the moss stitch. So I'm going to sit with you and make me do that.
Okay. Thanks, Robin. I think I saw Steve put his hand up to do.
Steve knows better than to try to teach me something. He will sit back.
It's all about to start with.
Yeah. So we have to teach me the moss stitch, but that's low on the list. We have to teach me the stretchy thing that you were going to show me something when we came on camera.
Oh, how to, well, not how to, but just keeping your stitches separated when you're doing stranded color work.
Mm-hmm. That's the next thing.
Check out my video.
Oh,
check out my video on the moss.
Check out my video.
Sorry?
Check out my video.
On the honeycomb stitch. And in there, I just say, like, keep the stitches, because you know how your stitches want to sit just naturally apart on the needle. So when you're bringing your next color in, don't scrunch them up, because
I don't.
I
don't do that.
Short of it.
I spray them all out. Splay them all out.
Okay, we must be doing something else. I'll have to watch you do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. I'm totally doing it wrong. By the by, I know most people in here Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anywho, if there's anybody in here who is on the fence thinking about a holiday box, they're more than half sold.
Oh, great.
I know. I was going to go to the shop and do some dinking around with it today. Oh, I love that shirt. But I did not. Yes, Steve, you are correct. However, Steve said to review the established tutorials first, then ask questions. However, I did not know that was part of an existing tutorial. I thought it was something special she was going to teach me.
No.
Oh, you got a new sub. Amy. Let me look. I think so.
Oh, I can't find them.
I think so, Miss Amy. My little book. See, I'm official. I have an official book and everything. Yes. I did. I had one person back out. And so that did open up a spot. But everything else is going great.
I'll have to find it for you later. I'll look for it and send it to you later, Linda, the name of the sisters. It would have been 20 or 30 years ago, I guess, but it's really interesting. They finished each other's sentences too while they were being interviewed. That's just how connected they were. So maybe they were twins. Yes, Robin?
Have you heard of a knitter? Oh, Steve, have you watched my video, Steve? It is addressed in my most recent video. I believe it dropped this morning. I'm either on 5 or 6. I can't remember. Maybe 7. But it's going because I usually do that when I'm talking. In fact, that's what I took to knitting class on Wednesday. There's a lady, and she's an older lady, older than you even, older than me.
Because you're older than me. So what should you call an old lady?
What is her method?
Sheila?
She is involved in knit. Let me find it. Knit.
Oh, no. I hope everything's okay, Linda.
What's wrong? Linda's
daughter's been taken to hospital.
Okay. We'll talk to you soon, Linda. We'll be thinking of you. Daughter-in-law, ER to Megan. So that's the one married to her son that takes care of her. That's not good. Oh, I know. Just a minute. Knit Stars is the program. I see her on all the time. Have any of you guys know anything about Knit Stars? Have you ever heard? It's like a program.
Where you actually knit a star shape?
No, it's like a...
Or superstars, like Dancing with the Stars.
No. Knitstars.com. It's master knitting classes.
Okay.
Workshops. See, now they just went on sale again. I've been watching it. I've been waiting for it to go on sale. So it just went on sale again.
And what sort of classes are you after?
Well, like that lady that I was going to do the sock class from.
Oh, okay.
She's got one on here. And then this other lady. Now, this is for season 9. So maybe that's the next one. Maybe the last one was season 8. So this is all 10 season 9 workshops for $300. But I just I don't know.
A lot of money for
Hazel Tyndall. Season 9 orange.
I'm a cheapskate. I'd rather learn.
I am too. But it's like if these are world-class knitters that I will never, ever have the opportunity to work with. But here's my problem.
Is it a workshop or is it just online tutorials?
No, it's a workshop. Yeah, it's a tutorial, but it's all online.
Yeah, but do you actually interact with them or is it all pre-recorded?
Oh my God, look at this thing. There's no way I could ever do this. And that's my problem. It's not the Knitting Guild. It's called Knit Stars. It's their own thingy bobber. Chewy rank. Amigurumi. No, thank you. See, this is the next season. I want the last season. But they're super big names. And the one from last year they kept is like every single ad that I got was this lady. And see this guy, I've heard of him. Thomas Gregory Hamilton, fashion designer. Oh, Crochet. That's why I've heard of him.
I'm just on their side. I know one of the guys there, but
see, I want
I guess there's nothing that I really want to learn that I don't think I could learn for free.
This lady that was join for $47. Meet your instructor, founder. And the thing is, I can't find anybody who's actually taken it. To say, yeah, this is a really cool thing. I learned a lot, blah, blah, blah.
Well, then maybe you can be the person, you can try it out and see how it goes. And
I would. I absolutely would. Easy, clear, fun training. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. I want master classes. I want that lady. What is her name? I just feel like taking these master classes is so far from where I am. But this lady, she teaches sweaters. And I want to say top down with no seams.
Not a fan. Knitted jumpers, top down, even crochet jumpers, top down, no seams, is going to stretch out. And you'll be washing and blocking it all the time to keep its shape.
Suzanne Brand. I got to write something else down here. Okay, Steve, is that a live class or is that an online thing?
Suzanne Bryan, yeah, she's good. And she has heaps of videos on YouTube.
Oh, here we go. Season 8. I just got to get her name. There's season 7. Oh, there's Carlos and Ernie. Come on, I don't want testimony. I want to know where season 8 is. Season 8. Because I know you can go back and pick up any season. That's season 7. And it keeps jumping me to season 9.
If you were to make a top-down sweater, Robin, with no seams, I'd only do it in a kid's size to start with. And if you can, because it will stretch out, it will bias, it will twist with no seams. It's one thing that gets me about modern design for lay people, which I'd consider us lay people really, is that they try and make it easier. Like it's easier to make a jumper crocheted or knitted. Like there's 2 squares, seam them together, so they'll hang down your shoulder, and they look terrible. That's not a fitted. That's just a sloppy jumper. But it's easy. It's easy for people to do. There's no shaping involved. There's no, neckline. It's sort of often square or something like that. And it's just, I don't want to say lazy, but I do want to say lazy for the masses. And so you're not going to get, and it's the same with seamless, everything's seamless. Well, seams actually give structure and strength to the fabric. And that's why on lounges, if you've got a fabric covered lounge in whatever fabric it is, it usually has a seam down the middle or 2 seams, because that makes the material stronger. It gives it strength and stability. So if you're making a jumper with no seams at all in one piece, it's just going to warp out of shape. It's not going to last. It's quick. It's quick fashion, basically. You might get out of it, and then all that time you've put into it is wasted, because it's now a sloppy mess.
They've got all the seasons. I'm looking for her picture because I see her. She pops up in my ads all the time. There's Marley Bird. I see. I'd be mad if they charged me $50 for something from Marley Bird.
Yeah. Google reviews of Knitstar and see, and not from Knitstar, not reviews on Knitstar, so get independent reviews. Who's the he that you're talking about there, Steve?
Now I can't even think of the name of that gal that I was going to take that sock class from, because she was also in the same year.
And that was 20. Oh, that was
Lee?
Season 8, was it?
Lee? Summer Lee. So what? Summer Lee.
Summer Lee Knits.
The
Sock Project.
That's her book. And I've looked at, the thing is, I have looked at a few of her socks. Hey, Sue.
Hey, Sue.
I've looked at a few of her. Okay. Season 2. She's from season 2.
See, if they're in season 2, you're not going to have access to the lady. It's just going to be a tutorial.
Yeah.
And
I think probably
in depth, and there may be things that you learn from it, but I'm sure you can find someone on YouTube who will give as much detail and information.
See, she doesn't even show up as season 2, so I don't understand. Maybe they were like outside of the actual seasons. There's Carlos and Carlos and Arnie. Teaching that Norwegian. Yes, they've got master classes that are separate from the seasons. So you pay separately for the master classes. Steve, that sounds like what this lady does. But she's from Scandinavia or something. Asa, here it is. Here it is. It's ASASODERMAN. Asa Soderman. Knitter's Seamless Sweater System. The Ziggurt Method. ZIGGURAT. ZIGGURAT.
Oh.
Really? PHRANKO. And I did look on YouTube, and there wasn't much there. She had done an interview with someone, and she's done a book. But she said it's easier to show somebody than to have, a book.
I think she has a different interpretation of what seamless is than what seamless actually is. I mean, if you're picking up stitches, you're creating a seam. If you're insetting those sleeves, that's a seam. Maybe it's a flat seam, but it's still a seam.
Yeah, I just know that one keeps popping up, and I keep thinking that looks really interesting. Hey, Janice. And Janice, did you get my message about your yarn? I hadn't heard back from you. I've got it all packed and ready to go. Oh, thank you, Steve.
Oh, I thought Franco was a style of sweater, not the person. I think it's got a K in there as well.
Oh, there's a vest.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. Oh. Knitting Public Day. We did that. Nobody showed up. Steve, you got to come to next year's Knitting Public Day. Okay, I'll look at these. I'm going to play it for a second so I can find it again. Okay, that should be enough. Oh. Go back to us. Back to us. Boom. Okay, I'll have to look because I didn't see anything, Janice. I'll have to look. Oh, okay. Interesting. But hats. Hats are next. So we have to learn stranded, And I have to learn. What was the other thing I said I had to learn? I had to learn 2 things. Oh, the increase. But you showed me what to do there.
Oh, yes, that increase, yeah.
I think that's the only thing I have to learn next. If I can learn that stranded, that's going to get me through the next 2 projects. Oh, where am I going? That'll get me through the next 2 projects. That's the only thing I need to learn.
Well, you know how to do stranded. I mean, you've done
it's
stranded.
Just the stretchy thing.
It's just the stretch thing. And that comes with practice and concentration to start with.
And I've done it twice.
Yeah, I've bookmarked him, Steve. I'll check it out. I've got that link up that you sent. Thank you.
I've done it twice, and it's getting better. Every time it's getting better.
Yeah.
So, I just and somebody had told me to knit inside out,
and that was me as well, and that works as well if you've got your.
No, it turned out backwards because it was inside out. My design went the wrong way.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So like if I'm knitting like this and I'm following my pattern,
the front will be on the back needle. So you know when you
so my pattern would be right here. Here's where my pattern would be because I'm knitting like this and my pattern would be here.
Yes.
So if I'm knitting inside out, what do I do?
Your pattern. So when you're knitting with it the right way, your needles are in front with you and the pattern's at the front with you. When you're knitting inside out, the pattern is at the back. So you turn the needles around. I don't have any pointed needles in here to show you at the moment, but it shouldn't affect the pattern.
Yeah, it did.
I could be wrong, but it shouldn't.
Yeah, it completely flipped it. Steve, that's so funny because that's something that Cheryl and I both want to learn. That ladder backward.
Well, I don't want to learn it, but I would learn it for you.
Yes, that's Steve. That's so funny because that's what I have assigned Cheryl to learn.
Yes.
So that I can do this hat. No, it was for that other hat. It was the Alaska hat.
The Alaska hat. So which one's this one? This isn't the Alaska hat?
No, this is a different one. The Alaska hat was just a pretty hat. It was in the pretty sunset colors, which I don't have yarn to make anyway because it's pretty yarn that I have no clue.
Was the Alaska hat the one with the whale, the blue whale?
No, that was a different Alaska hat. This is literally called the Alaska hat.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what one are you wanting to do first?
The whale one is the one with the stranded.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused.
I can't imagine why.
So you want
the next one I'm going to do is the one with the make one. And I don't think I'm going to need any help on that until I get to the double pointed at the tippy top. Unless, I should be able to do that with
2 circulars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
It's so much easier.
With the pulley twisty.
Oh, the magic loop.
Yeah, I should be able to do that with magic loop, right?
You can.
I did that. I did the whole sock with magic loop.
Yeah.
The whole one sock that I did.
You can do it with 2 circulars as well.
So yeah, Dennis.
Some people like it. Some people like it. I prefer the 2 circulars to the magic loop. I don't like the magic loop at all.
One of Mister's girlfriends wants to teach me how to do that.
It's
the,
so
with the
easy.
two.
Two circulars. Oh, why did her name just leave my head?
Elizabeth.
Roxanne Richardson. No,
Oh,
she's got a
Roxanne
really
Richardson.
good.
So does
She's
Elizabeth.
got a really good
She does that
tutorial.
too. Not Elizabeth. Cat.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Cat. Yeah.
Yes. And I've been using it for years. The two circulars method.
Well, and it seems like a pretty intuitive way to do it.
Yes, it's very, very easy. I'm surprised it's not as popular. People seem to be, it's very polarizing. People love it or hate it.
Well, and the same with the magic loop.
And the same with double pointed needles. So
yeah, but once I learned the magic loop, I'm like, oh, this is the only thing is the needles that I have, I struggle with because they should be very, very good needles, but they are not. And I spend more time fighting to get the yarn over the connector than I do actually knitting.
Yes, yes.
And I may be splurging and buying myself a new set of needles, a new set of interlocking needles.
I find with the interchangeable needles, because I knit blankets a lot, the cable tends to bend and get a permanent kink in it.
Yeah.
And I'm too cheap to buy the ones with the swivel.
The swivel. Well, these have the swivel. They're nice. It's just it's where the connector is. It's not a smooth transition. And I can't decide. And they're Chalgoos. They're good. It's a good brand. It's a terrible, terrible spot. And I'm trying to decide if I should take a chance on a different set of Chalgoos, or because everybody keeps telling me the Chalgoo lace are really good, or if I should completely switch over and get the Addies.
And this is just for your sock knitting, is it, or just for all your knitting?
I would get a whole new set because no matter what I do, it's the interchangeable. It's the I've had
that's what I tend to do too, Steve.
I've had other Chalgoos. I've got lots of just regular Chalgoos, and I love them. It's just this is this interchangeable set that and it's just the extension. If I don't have to use the extension, it's okay. Still not amazing like a solid one is.
So maybe if you're using the extension, that's where you've got, say, two cables this long, and then you've got the extension part. Can you get longer cables?
Yeah, and that's what I finally did. I finally just bought a 40-inch cable, and it was better. It's still not fabulous. I'm still fighting a little bit where it connects to the needle, but it's much, much better. So, but like I said, and these are bamboos, which I bought. I didn't realize they were bamboos when I bought them. No, that's not true. I did realize they were bamboos. And I researched, and what I understood was the bamboos are supposed to be better if you have arthritis because they're warmer in your hands. And where the metal needles can, are cooler in your hands, and they can make your hands hurt more.
They're cooler in your hands for like 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah, I've never felt a difference.
No. I know the polished ones, they do feel colder when you first pick them up. But I mean, if it's an arthritis thing, then just wrap them in your, and put some friction in your jumper or something to warm them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Bamboo needles, you can't go very thin. So if you're interested in doing,
these are really thin. They're like, the small ones are like toothpicks.
Yep, they'll break.
Yeah.
No worries, they'll break. I had 2 pairs break in the mail, and they were they just split because the wood's not strong enough.
Well, that's what happened to my furls. That's why I quit using the wood furl ones, because that's what they did. The smaller ones. And they weren't even that small. They were like my 4s.
Okay. For
my Ds.
US size 4?
Yeah, the Ds.
So 3.5 millimeter?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I had 2 of them that did that. And I'm like, I'm done with these.
Yes, I wouldn't go down much past 3.5 for wooden needles. If you're going to be using them a lot.
Well, because I was using, that's what I'm using on his socks, is my wooden ones. I can't remember what size they are. And or the Lantern Moon. I've never used those. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? See, I can't talk. Cannot talk in it.
I tend to try and match my needle material to the fabric or the yarn that I'm using. So if I was using bamboo and I had a lot of stitches and it was too slippery, then I'd use bamboo needles or a wood needle because they've got a little bit more grip on them.
Right.
If I was using something like wool that's like a merino or any coarse yarn that tends to grab anyway, then I'd use a slicker aluminium or polished steel needle. I think it just depends on what you're knitting, how many stitches you have on the needle, because sometimes, like with the really slippery ones, they get so close to the end of the needle that you're wasting time holding the stitches back. Whereas if you had a grabbier needle, then that doesn't happen as much.
Yeah.
And I think it's more of a problem with knitting, or not a problem, a concern with knitting than crochet, because crochet you just have one needle on.
No, that's not true. With crochet, I've noticed maybe not so much the losing your stitch, but you definitely have to pay attention to what your hook is made out of based on what your yarn is made out of. Natural, I cannot use a wood hook if I've got natural material. If I'm using cotton, I cannot use a wood hook.
Too much drag?
Grab and grab and grab. I cannot. It won't work. But so if I'm using merino, like my sock yarn, I'm not going to want to use the wood. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I wouldn't, unless you find a problem with an aluminium. Plastic has a bit of a grip as well, but if you find aluminium or polished steel too slick, then go to your wooden or your plastic. I'm not a huge fan of plastic, but they have their well.
Well, see, then the pony, it was wood.
Okay, pony's generally aluminium, or the ones that I know, Pony brand. I'm sure they do both.
Well, the one she sent me was wood.
Oh, these are the ones that you were going to stock in the store?
I was going to take a look at it, yeah. But I did not like the hooks she sent at all. They were really poorly made. They had, it was sort of a hook like this, but it had a ridge all the way down the side where they hadn't cleaned it off. Like it came out of the mold and they hadn't cleaned it off. And I told her, I go, I would not even sell this. It was terrible.
And this is from Cascade.
From our supplier, yeah.
Yeah, which is odd if they go to so much trouble to make sure the yarn is exactly as they want it.
It could have just been a bad batch, because she said, no, that's not normal. Usually they're really nice.
Lantern Moon. Okay, I've bookmarked that and I'll have a look at that later. So that's Steve.
I should have showed it to her when she was here the other day. I forgot completely about it. But I've got plenty of crochet hooks. I've got plenty of. That's not a problem because I've got the Susan Bates. I've got the what's the other brand? Boy. I've got the Soft Touch, the Clover Soft Touch, and the Clover Amore. I've got
and tons. You've got furls as well, haven't you?
Oh, I'm not selling the furls. No, they're too expensive.
Oh, selling. Oh, I see. I thought you meant for using.
No, because the problem with selling furls is if you sell them as a third party, it voids the warranty. They won't honor the warranty, which I think is ridiculous. What difference does it make? If you're an authorized seller, they should honor the warranty, but they will.
Yeah, absolutely.
I cannot find Steve. I have looked everywhere to find a wholesaler for Hayayas. I've spent the last week looking for them, and I cannot find a place to wholesale them. I've got what I can. I cannot even find. That's how I found the Clover. Was I called Clover, and they gave me a list of companies that wholesale it. I cannot even find I can't find Hayahaya to find out where I can become a wholesaler. So it's really weird. And when the one place I thought maybe was going to be it, they aren't in business anymore. So it's really strange. But I've been looking because I wouldn't mind carrying them. I like them. But I can't find. I do have a list. I do have a supplier list. And I need to go back to my supplier list because Clover sent me a list of suppliers. And that's how I found the people that I'm getting my hooks and things from. That's what I thought they were in the UK because so does what's her name that I got the Lizzie blanket stuff from. She sells them.
Ophelia.
Yeah, Ophelia sells them.
Anya from Ophelia.
Anya. Yeah. But I can't find a parent company. Which is so strange.
I just did a Google search on higher interchangeable needles, and it said the official website just mentions that it was founded by a passionate Chinese knitter named, I won't be able to pronounce that, Qian Hyung in 2012. But it doesn't say where they're made.
Nope. And it doesn't say where you can.
Engineered by a small family factory in Shanghai, China. The brand is easily recognized by their knitting panda Lee mascot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a High Direct, but they aren't there. It's not. Oh, here's a different one that didn't come up the other day. High Europe. Distributor. Maybe this is it because it's got their little logo.
On the Higher Direct, they've got a phone number and they've also got a contact us page. So we can email them.
Isn't it funny how you look something up and then you go back a different day and get totally different information?
Yes. So, yes, I don't know if Higher Direct is the official website or just a retailer of them. Yeah, they could. You never know. Even if they are just a wholesaler themselves or a reseller themselves, they might be able to put you in touch with whoever needs to be contacted. Oh, hang on, there's a different link there. There was one called wholesale interchangeable knitting needles by Hire Direct. And it says that they're moving to Crafty Llama.
That's the one that kept coming up for me last week. And then it said it changed to Crafty Llama. The Direct is the company. Haya Direct.
Okay, so this one...
Haya Europe looks good too because they've got wholesale accounts. Wholesale knitting and crochet. But that's in Europe. Haya Europe. Haya Direct. Okay, let me go to that one. Maybe that's the US-based one.
And
that's the one. Yeah, the Haya Direct isn't a company anymore, Steve.
Yeah. The Crafty Llama sell other things besides Haya. So I can see Phoenix. I can see Knit Pro on their site.
But I don't think they're a wholesaler. I'll have to contact them. All their stuff is in pounds. There's the micro hooks, crochet hooks. Ooh, there's an umbrella, Swift.
If it's only a recent thing that they've changed to Crafty Llama, then you could try the old Haya Direct email address.
Ooh, they've got West Yorkshire Spinners DK yarn. What's special DK?
Hi, Katrina. Robin, Katrina, Robin's looking for a wholesaler to sell in so she can the higher hires. Don't imagine they'd be too cheap on Amazon.
I don't think this is... Well, I'll send them a message and find out, but I'm not sure.
And so what knitting needles do you have available at the moment?
Nothing.
Nothing, okay.
Because I'm still trying to figure out what to do. Because I honestly just don't have the money to bring in.
Yes.
And that's what you got to do for knitting.
And the thing is too, as Steve said, with knitting, I would not buy a set until I'd tried an individual one of the needles. And even then, a whole set, I'm not going to use all of them. You'll find that there are 2 or 3 that you use.
Right.
And so I tend to purchase them as I need them. So if I'm looking for, another fixed cable sometimes, usually, not always, but fixed cables, I'll just get the size that I need for a project.
Yeah. Yeah, because, it's the same kind of thing. You get, although what was happening is, okay, I need an 8 for this project. I need a 9 for this project. I need a 9-inch. I need a 12-inch. I need a 15-inch. I need a 20. And so I'm like, okay. But I think even if you just got, and again, a local yarn store will have an interchangeable of one size without having to buy a whole set.
Yes.
And I didn't have that ability where I was. I had Walmart.
Yes.
And so, I had crap. And so I ended up buying this set of the knit picks, which was, it's just now getting to the point where I'm not loving it. But honestly, I'm having more problems with the Chalgu than I am with these. But the ones where I've needed, one size 8, whatever, that I bought my Chalgu or I bought my Addie, and I love that one pair of knitting needles in that one size, it's been fine. It's just as like, you know what, like your, okay, so, you know, like your shawl, I needed 2 sizes. Like these squares, I'm using 3 different needles to get my thing right. With these hats, you start out with this size, then you drop down to this size, and then I need double pointed to finish it.
That's
All
true.
Of a sudden, every single thing I work on, I need 3 or 4 sizes of needles.
Yes, that's true. But who are you intending to sell to? Are you like, who's buying knitting needles and buy the set? You're not going to need many sets.
Oh no, I won't need interchangeable sets. No. Because honestly, if somebody walks in the door and wants a set of interchangeable Chalgu, whatever, I can say, no problem. I'll have them here by Friday.
Yes.
And because I can get them from my supplier. Yes. I'm not spending $125 to have 12 sets. But in order for me to stock knitting needles, I have to have double pointed in how many sizes. I have to have straights in how many sizes. I have to have cables in, you know, and I'm just, you know, talking outside here, in 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, you know, blah, 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 blah. And then they have to be in 9s. They have to be in 12s. They have to be in 15s. They have to be in 18s. They have to be in 22. They have to be in 36. They have to be in 40s. So you have to have 47 of every size. It's not like, it's not like crochet
cable lengths.
Huh?
Are you talking about the cable lengths?
Mm-hmm.
Just have the popular sizes. And
I don't know what the popular sizes are.
You'd have the soft length, and you'd have the, so I'm thinking of centimeters here. I'd go 20, 40, 80, and then sell the connectors as well. So if they need it longer, they can connect them.
So you're still saying interchangeables?
That's what you're going for. If you're going for fit,
instead of, where am I?
Instead of a fixed one.
Instead of this, which is one needle,
right?
You want interchangeables of all the sizes and then separate cords. So if somebody comes in, they're going to buy a tip and they're going to buy a cord.
Yeah. And you can do that. You don't have to buy the whole set. And that way, then it's easier for you to do it that way until you get established, because like you said, you're not buying a 2 millimeter needle in this length and this length and this length. You're just buying the points and then attaching them.
And a handful of cables and a handful of
the connectors as well. And that's not ideal, but that'll get someone through until they decide whether they're going to continue with knitting if they need a whole set. And then chances are they're not going to buy it from you anyway for the whole set. No disrespect intended, but you're going to
go to Amazon
online for the cheapest ones that you can find.
Absolutely. Or they're going to wait till the big knitting store has a sale, like I did.
Exactly. Yeah. And in those sort of things, you can't compete with the box stores, the big box stores for that sort of thing. But with yarn and yarn quality, yes, you can. So, yeah, I wouldn't stress out too much about the knitting needles initially, and make it easier for yourself. So do
and I can bring in the knit picks and those. Right. And the problem, Ruth, is when I needed a set of whatever size I needed to make that hat a couple of years ago, I went to every big box store around. I was in Texas. I went to every Joann's, I went to every Hobby Lobby, and I went to every Michael's. Nobody had a size 8, 9-inch knitting needle. Nobody. And so I ended up ordering it from Amazon. And I wanted to just walk in and buy a knitting needle. Could not do it. Couldn't do it. And there were no yarn stores anywhere. You know, it was like an hour and a half drive to get to a yarn store from my daughter's house.
Yep. I've had some knitting needles. I think I still have a couple of them that they're a fixed knitting needle, and it's not supposed to be, but it'll be like a 3 millimeter on one end and a 3.25 on the other end. And it's like, why? Like, there's obviously something gone wrong there, and it's happened more than once. So even if you do buy a fixed circular needle, check that they're both actually the same size needle. Of course, I don't know how that's possible for them. You'd think there'd be a machine that does this size and then this size, that there wouldn't be any way they could get mixed up.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really leaning towards, if I can get a hold of some Hayas, because I love them, or I may just go with the Knit Picks, which is a nice, well-known brand.
Yeah, and a reasonably priced. Yeah, I think the set that I've got's Knit Pro. I think they're the same. They're just
so Knitter's Pride and Knit Picks, and there's something else. They're all interchangeable. Knit
Pro, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Or maybe Knit Pro changed its name at some point. So 9-inch, you'd be looking at 22 inches, 22 centimeters. Yeah, so you'd probably get a 20 centimeter, Ruth.
Yeah, and see, that's something that.
Sorry, I was just going to say, do you prefer them as fixed needles or interchangeables?
Yeah, I like that idea. Just grab a handful of cables in the 3 or 4 main sizes, and what do people use for? So you're saying 9-inch circulars, but what size needle?
Fixed. So as for making babies' hats, so I'd be thinking that it's probably baby hat, maybe somewhere between a 4 and a 6 US size. Oh, you're Canadian, so maybe a 4 millimeter, whatever works with baby yarn. So you'd probably be going anywhere between a 3.5 to a 4 millimeter, I'd say, for a baby's hat, bonnet type thing. So
a DK or a sport?
Yeah, it'd be either a DK or a sport weight. So DK, you'd still use a 4 millimeter. Do you know what the
I was going to say, look on the label and see what it says for what size you need. Are you in Canada, Ruth? Because I can order in whatever you need. Oh, okay. Send me an email.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't know why I thought you were Canada.
Oh, you're in Arkansas. What's my email address? Banner. Here. This is my email address. Send me an email, and I'll look at the different brands. Send me an email, look at your label, and see what size needle it says you need. And I'll look at some different brands.
Where's Katrina, who's from Canada, or who was mentioning Canadian dollars?
And then, because I know I can get, I don't know which ones I can get interchangeable and which ones I can get fixed off the top of my head. I'll have to look at my catalog. But I'm getting ready to put an order in anyway, so I'll just grab whatever one you want. Yeah, just grab any one of them.
And just do a wraps per inch, Ruth, and that'll give you an idea of what weight yarn it is as well, if you don't have anything else to compare it to. But it's probably a sport weight or a DK weight. I would have thought a 9-inch fixed circular would have been fairly easy to find online. We've been done for ages. We're just waffling on. about knitting needles now, Amy.
Oh, so you like the red lace? Because I'll bet you I can get that. I know they have those. I don't know. Because that's
Is
kind of
red
what I
lace
was.
a brand?
That's it. Isn't that Addie? The red lace, isn't that Addie?
Oh, no, it's Chiagu.
That's Chagu. Red lace, 9-inch. Chagu. I'm going to write down Chagu. Chagu. And let me look up Cascade in one of their DKs.
Well, see, I can get it in Australia. I can send it to you, whatever size you need.
Yeah, it only cost her $45 to ship.
That's right. But I'm thinking if I can get it in Australia, you've got to be able to get it in the States.
Yeah.
And
I know I thought we had a baby. I guess not. Let me look up the DK.
because hat size would be one of the most popular sizes for fixed needles, I'd say. Hats and socks would probably be the
3.75. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that sounds 3.75 millimeter. Sounds good for a baby's hat. That's a size 5 US.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, I'll look that up for you, Ruth. Send me an email, and I'll look that up for you, and I'll price that up for you. No, I won't know how much shipping is because I have to have your zip code to figure that out, and then you can let me know if that's something you want me to add to the order. Let me look up sport weight and see what it says for that. Just because I want to know.
Looks like it's a 3 weight, so.
And
what sort of hat is it?
Yeah, they're calling their babies. Yeah, same.
Sorry, you just broke up there, Robin. What was that?
Same. They're saying the same. They're calling their baby the sport weight, the cherub baby, and they're saying 325 to 375.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is purely based on historical of mailing stuff. I'm guessing probably in the neighborhood of $4.50 for shipping.
So what did your vintage yarn have on the labels? If it didn't have the yarn weight, how did you know? Did it have a name or something? Like in Australia, we had 4-ply, 5-ply, 8-ply, 10 and 12, up to 14. And 8-ply is our DK weight. 4-ply was fingering weight. 5-ply was sport weight. So that's how we knew. And then I don't know when the world changed and went to, all these different numbers. But so what did, because Ruth's got here, most of it's vintage yarns, no weight label. So how did you know? Did you just know by looking at it what it was?
I know you're not talking to me because I don't have
you've been crocheting a while, haven't you?
Yeah, but I never really knew much about weights until the last couple of years.
Okay, so but what would the labels have, say, back in the 70s? What were the labels?
I would have said worsted.
Okay, so they had the names. They did worsted
and back then the only thing I used was Red Heart. It was the only thing I had access to.
Yeah. Oh, it's baby colors, so you figure it's baby yarn. If it's vintage, yes. If it's that really pale lemon,
Mm-hmm.
pale powder blue, a 3.25, yeah. 3.25 is quite a small needle.
325. Yeah. Well, and that's the range on mine. When I looked up a baby weight, it said 325 to 375.
Mm. Yes. Do you have a pattern in mind, Ruth? Well, stretchiness actually isn't necessarily dependent on the size of the needle. It's more the stitch that you use, and a combination of both. So actually, for baby size needles, I need to convert back to the old British. I might have a conversion thing on here.
Oh, they've got clover knitting needles.
Okay. So before we had millimeters, we had a numbering system for our knitting needles, and the numbering system was different to the US numbering system. So whereas yours size 10 is a 6 millimeter needle, the UK size 10 was a 3 millimeter needle, or 3.25 millimeter needle. So totally different. And when I started knitting baby clothes way back in the 70s,
Way back.
it was under the old UK system. So that's why I needed to switch back to the old size. So yeah, a 3.25 millimeter for a baby weight yarn is good. That's a size 10.
Oh, what size? 3.25?
Yep, 3.25. And if you wanted to be really safe, I'd go for a 3.5 because that's a little bit bigger than the 3.5, a little bit smaller than the 375. So if you're unsure of which one to go for, I'd go for a 3.5 millimeter personally, which is a size 4 US in the US numbers. Just it just gives you that bit more wiggle room. When I was making baby clothes, you'd start out with a 2.75 millimeter needle, making a baby jacket, and then switch to a 3.25 for the rest of it. And it was, even then, back in my early 20s, in my teens, it was like when you then switch to a regular sizes for an adult jumper, it was like you were knitting with tree trunks because that was so much thicker.
Yeah.
To use number 5 needles. Okay, so and that's 5 US, so 5 is a 3.75 millimeter needle. Yep. And Ruth, do you tend to be a tight knitter or a loose knitter, or your tension's pretty good? Okay. So yeah, they're tiny. Then yeah. My son was a preemie as well. He was born at 26 and a half weeks. So he was really, really tiny. That's, yeah. So, yeah, you could. I think I still have his little Premi hat when he was in hospital. And it's tiny. It's like his head was the size of an orange. So you're talking about small hats. So a 3.25 will be good.
I see your message, Janice.
Oh, I feel like something is biting me on the neck here. You know, when you think, is it a hair? Is it a bug? Is it a spider?
I know.
Ruth, do you also make little booties? I know that my son had little booties as well. They were so tiny. And the nappies that they use are like nappies for dolls. They don't actually do them up because the Velcro sound startles the bubs when they're in the little incubators. But they were so tiny. They gave us some to bring home as well when he finally came home. So small, like the size of a handkerchief folded up. That's the size of their nappies.
Yeah, when my youngest came home, she was not even 5 pounds. And we took the diapers and we cut them in quarters. They were so small.
So small.
I remember my ex could take his wedding ring and put it over her wrist like a bracelet.
Yes. Was she preemie or just small?
She was 10 weeks early.
Yeah. I just have to pop out for a minute. Steve's calling me out the back. He's got something to do with the mower, so I'll just. I'll leave the studio, then I'll come back, or do I just put it on?
Yeah, just leave it like that.
Okay.
I'll mute you. There. I know, Ruth. I want to learn the socks. I keep saying I'm going to, and I keep not doing it. So I got one sock done for Mister, and then I was doing the lessons, and it was really going well. And then I started the second sock, and I messed it up. I've got it twisted, which I really think I could probably undo it because I've only got like 4 rows done. And I think I could undo it and redo it and get it done right. Because now I know a couple of people who knit who can show me what I've done wrong. And that's when that place burnt down. That's when the yarn store caught fire. And they still haven't opened. Although I heard the other day that they're going to open again in September. And, but they've lost their knitting teacher. And she's the only one that I've ever done well with. She's the only one that I've ever really been able to learn from. So I'm nervous. I'm nervous. So I have one completed sock. Yeah. But, just because somebody can write patterns doesn't mean they can teach you. I've taken a lot of classes, and I've had a lot of different people try to teach me. And it's just this lady's style was perfect. She was totally laid back, and she would just sit there and watch me and encourage me. And I would take a pattern in and say, yeah. And she'd say, hey, you know how to do this, and you know how to do this, and I can show you how to do this, and this is no big deal. And, so she just totally gave me the confidence. Most of it was just confidence. And, I'd be there and I'd screw something up, and she'd say, oh, that's no problem. Here, we can fix that. And show me what I did wrong, and then show me how to do it right. And that, yeah, super patient. And the classes were small, no more than 3 people. And I've taken to doing that with my crochet lessons, no more than 3 people, because I learned from her that you've got, even if we're all sitting there and doing this, we're all 3 sitting there knitting. When we need her, there's not 8 people in the room. And she can look at us and tell if we're doing something wrong, and then jump in and say, oh, here, let me show you a better way to do that. And, or let me show you a different way to do that, and catch a problem before you're 8 rows in. And that was the problem that I had at the other place that I went. I took 3 classes, 3 weeks of classes before they realized I was left-handed, and it was messing everything up. I was so frustrated in there. And 3 weeks of a 4-week class. So the entire class was completely wasted. So yeah, I wasn't happy. Well, finally what I did was I just sat there and watched her for about 10 minutes, and I realized, there you are, Janice. Is it the one? I've got one with your picture and one without. See, I hate, well, this is just a request, so it's not going to matter. I figured all that time, and honest to God, it was like one different movement for it to be right-handed instead of left-handed, because I am a continental. I knit continental. So I hold everything in my right hand, or my left hand already. So I'm holding my yarn already over here, just like I crochet. So it was just a tiny little different movement for me to do this right-handed instead of left-handed. And if she would have paid attention to me, she would have known that, and she could have made that suggestion. But that didn't happen either. Okay, Janice. It really did. And then after that, I just came home and taught myself because it did not work with her. Absolutely did not. Conway, is that, you said Arizona? Conway, Arizona? But now I've got this knitting teacher that lives in Australia, Arkansas. And she puts up with me pretty well.
He sounds like a wonderful person, Robin.
Yeah, yeah. If only we didn't have like 27-hour difference in our time zone.
Yes.
That's
we've got a guy coming in tomorrow to do some slashing. And so Steve was just doing a little bit of our house yard. And
I was like, how can they do that? It's winter. Don't you have snow?
No. No. So Steve did the little bit of the house yard, and the guy wants to bring his slasher over and leave it here tonight, and then he'll come out in the morning and do it. So Steve's making room for it so it's undercover in case we get frost or whatever. And he just needed a hand covering it over with a tarp. Now here's me thinking he's got gashes and blood coming out everywhere the way he was calling me. It's like, come on.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to run into. So what do the kangaroos do when it's winter?
The same as they do in the summer.
Just hang out?
Just hang out. We don't have as many kangaroos on the property in winter. I think they tend to stay more in the bush, in the scrubbiness. But I'm not sure if I sent you a photo. It was pouring down rain, and the kangaroos are just out there eating the grass. It's like, get out of the rain. But I think, well, that's what they do. They've obviously got the coats for it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I can get kangaroo wool without actually like having kangaroos killed. Although they do kill kangaroos, they cull them because they're just a pest for a lot of farming communities. Yeah. And they do use it. They make dog meat. We also have kangaroo farms where they harvest it for meat like we do for sheep and cattle and that.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I don't know what they do with the skins.
I saw yarn made out of something very unusual from Australia. It wasn't kangaroo.
Possum?
Maybe it was.
Ringtail possum. That's in New Zealand that they did that one because...
Maybe that's what it was.
The possums are a native to Australia, but for some reason they were taken to New Zealand and they're a pest there now. So they have to cull them because it's destroying their native
possum yarn. Mm-hmm.
And so while it's not
merino possum yarn.
Yeah.
$45 a skein. That'll
be New Zealand, so you'll pay less than that. But it's still expensive. It'll probably be 30 US a skein, I'd say. Yeah, very much like the deer and ball.
Yeah, blended with cotton, silk, cashmere, and other materials to create a yarn that is light, soft, and warm.
I haven't used it. I don't know that I want to.
The possums will devour 21 1,000 tons of New Zealand's plant life.
Yeah.
They'll devour bird eggs and chicks.
Mhm.
And they will destroy the cows.
Yep. It's not good. We've got a few introduced species of deer. We have deer. They're not native to Australia.
Sadly,
And
we cannot buy them plane tickets and ship them back to Brisbane
yes.
as much as we'd like to. Australia has no interest in repatriating them.
No, not at all. We've got enough.
So we'll make yarn out of them.
Yeah, why not? I mean, they're a pest. I mean, we cull our own kangaroos because they just breed out of control. Yeah. And, well, not out of control. I mean, if there were no people here, they'd be fine.
The hair's too short to spin on its own. Good night, Cynthia.
Good night, Cynthia. Mm. So we have a cane toad. So they brought in a beetle to do something with the sugar cane, eradicate something. Mm-hmm. And then the beetles got out of control. So they brought in cane toads, which eat the cane beetles. And now the cane toads are just running rampant, and they're killing our wildlife, our marine wildlife in rivers and creeks and stuff like that. And you think, when will they learn? Like, even plants, if the plant's in its native environment, it's usually not invasive. You take it somewhere else where it loves the conditions even better than where it was, and suddenly it's choking out all the native stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we've got feral cats and feral dogs, I think, everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere does. They have, where I am, they have baiting programs for dogs, wild dogs. Not the dingoes. Dingoes aren't wild dog, native dog, but feral dogs, basically, because they kill the livestock and they don't make any sound. That's usually a good indication that it's a feral animal. Regular dogs, they'll bark and chase and carry on with the wildlife and their stock. Feral dogs don't. They know better than that. Make a noise and your dinner disappears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I've talked 3 times as much as I usually do, making up for last.
I know. You're doing good tonight.
Yeah. Mm. When we first moved here, Ruth, there was a grass that the seeds used to really flare my legs, and it was terrible. We haven't eradicated it, but we haven't found out which one it is. So I must have got used to it, but allergic reactions to plants and trees is not fun.
Yeah. Yeah, not at all.
Mm.
Well, folks, we're going on 3 hours.
Oh, goodness.
And I need some dinner. But
yeah, we're getting on to what, 9 o'clock where you are?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's almost 9 o'clock. And Mister's asleep in his chair over there. That's nothing new. That's nothing new. We've lost our East Coast people. Oh, I'll have to look. I'll look, Ruth. And then tomorrow I'll call the company and double check and see what I can get. So Ruth, if I cannot get if I can't get a solid one, is an interchangeable okay? Tiny needles for tiny hats. I forgot what I was going to say. Okay. So again, if anybody might be interested in the holiday box, I've got, what did I say, 9 left. So they're going.
Oh, that's really good. That's good.
Really, really excited about that. Oh, Janice is East Coast. She's hanging in.
So what time is it where you are, Janice?
It's got to be almost midnight.
So there it goes East Coast, Central, Mountain, Pacific?
Mountain. Yeah. Yeah, you went from there to here. I used to go from here to there.
Oh.
And then there's Alaska, and then there's Hawaii. So there's 2 more.
Oh, okay. But you don't worry about those.
Yeah, we don't worry about them.
No.
So Ruth must be Central.
Central?
Mm-hmm. It's almost 11. And Janice, it's midnight. I know Central I can do off the top of my head. I don't even have to think about it because that's where my daughter is. So I was and then we lived in Texas for a couple of years while we were traveling. We spent a lot of time in the Central time zone. And so I was always converting Texas, Washington, Texas. It's Mountain I never think about. I never lived there. I never stayed there. I hardly know anybody there. And so I never think about Mountain time.
Is that an hour in between Central and Pacific?
Yes.
So they're all at 1 hour, like the 4 main ones on the
1 hour increment.
contiguous states.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I know Central and I know Pacific, the difference.
We're Pacific.
But I'm never sure about going east, whether it's 2 hours east.
East is 1 more. Eastern is 1 more from Central. Yep. So there's 3 between us. And I used to get really confused about the Eastern. I don't know why I couldn't keep track of that one, but now it's pretty easy. It's just the Mountain is because I never have any interaction for the most part.
And what would the Mountain region states be?
Australia, Arizona.
Oh,
yeah. Arizona, Colorado. Well, actually, when I was in Utah, it was Mountain. So kind of,
they call those Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the Midwest?
Midwest, yeah. Some of the Midwest is. Some of the Midwest is Central.
Okay.
And it depends on who you talk to.
I'm going by movies that we've seen, old Western movies. Yeah.
Well, see, and a lot of the Western movies are Central.
Oh, okay.
Well, because if you think Texas and Oklahoma and what is it, Wyoming, or all of those ones right in there, I consider that the Midwest.
Right.
And then when you get like, I consider Oklahoma the South. They don't think they're in the South. You don't consider themselves in the South until you get over like past Louisiana. Well, that's the South, people. So
is the South really just the Southeast? Is that what they call the South?
Mm-hmm.
The Southeast? Okay.
Yeah. Again, depends on who you talk to.
Yeah. Yes.
The southern states are like this chunk. This is the Midwest. And then the West. So I don't know.
We have a similar sort of thing, kind of. We kind of forget about, well, we don't. When we think of the East Coast, we think of Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria. But in alignment, Tasmania, which is an island state, is also on the east, but we don't think of that as being on the East Coast. That's like Tasmania. And there are other islands down there as well. Tassie's just the biggest one.
Mm-hmm. Is Sue still here? Because she was from Tasmania, right?
Tasmania, yeah, she was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she's still here. I can't see.
I think she left.
Even how many people are watching.
Mm-mm. Not many. I think it's
only the diehards.
Yep. So
it's like, no knitting talk going on here for a while, or crochet.
Not much. So, okay, I'll pop that in the mail for you tomorrow, Janice. And Ruth, I will see what I can find for you in a 9-inch. And I'll get back to you on that. And Cheryl,
Yes.
I don't think I have to bother you for anything tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure I'll find something.
Yeah, I'll actually be going to the post office to pick up the package tomorrow and sending one to you.
Mm-hmm. I'm very angry at myself that I didn't add some things to that box. I should have. I was in such a hurry to get that thing to you. I should have just gone to the shop and picked up a few skeins of yarn to add in there.
No.
We had talked about that, and then it just was silliness.
It depends. If it takes you over to the next weight category, never do that.
Oh, that's true. Then that would have been ugly too.
Yes.
I was talking to my wholesaler, and she said that they ship to you guys all the time. And I'm like, well, I need to talk to your lady to find out how you make that happen. That they've got a distributor, and it has to do with weights and things like that.
Yes.
I go, yeah, well.
Okay.
I said I might have to just talk to her and put in order in and just have it shipped straight to you. We'll see.
That's if you want anything made for the shop.
I'm sure I need something made. Because I still need that sweater.
Oh, you're still wanting a sweat? Oh, that's right. Amber's crocheting. And you want to highlight knit as well.
I want that blue sweater. Oh,
that blue sweater. Did you want me to make that blue sweater for you?
Well, it's not going to make itself.
Sorry. I thought there might be someone in a peach-colored dress or T-shirt who could make one.
Plus, I think you've got an Alaskan hat to make.
Oh, do I? Oh, okay.
Yeah, as soon as that boy that Steve sent us to teaches you how to do that ladder thing.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'd be happy to do it without laddering. I'd be just doing it regularly if I was doing it myself. The ladder back thing I was only after if I was to teach you how to do it as your backup. I'm your backup plan.
It just looked interesting.
Learn it so I can teach you.
Just looked interesting. Well, the book. Let me show you the book. So one of the two books that is full of. I don't want to lose my page here. That is full of hats that I want to make.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to spoil it because this is going to be a video. But you see all those little tabs on the side?
Oh my goodness.
Those are all the tabs of all the hats that I want to make.
Cool. And you wear a lot of hats, do you, Robin?
No, I don't. I never wear hats. But this is the National Park book. And those are all the parks. Those are all the national parks that we went to.
So you want them as a collector?
I want a hat for each one of the national parks we went to.
Gotcha. Stop visiting national parks, Robin.
Well, we're done. And I've hit all the ones in Washington, and there aren't any in Idaho.
Okay.
And I've hit, there's one or two in California I'm not sure if we went to. I have to ask Mister. Because I'm like, I don't remember if we went to this one. He'll remember. He has a much better memory for this kind of stuff than I do. So there's a couple in here that I'm not sure if we went to, so I'll have to ask him. So I may be adding one or two more.
And you're doing tutorials for those, are you, on your channel for us? Well, you can't because they're private pattern. Shame.
But
good luck with that.
I do have a plan.
No, I'm sure you do.
KB Fibers said, she looked at these and she goes, it's just a chart. We can make socks out of these.
You could.
And I'm like, oh. But that's
you'd have to reduce it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the charts are.
You'd have like half the whale on this sock and the other half on the other sock.
Well, some of them may not work so well, but like this one, you know, look at this. And I just randomly picked this one. It would probably work really well. So look at that hat. There's not a real design. It's just color.
Yeah.
And then the chart is a third of the chart, a third of the thing. So that one would be real easy because you're just, you know, however many. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. This crazy sock lady usually casts on about 65 or 70 stitches. And this is 33.
With that, depending on the weight of yarn you use, you can actually get quite a lot of stitches the thinner the yarn, so the more design you get in. So that hat that I made for Crystal, that I used the patterns that I made in the blanket, and you know the blanket was like 4 or 5 feet wide. But I got 3 of the patterns to go around the head because I used a fingering weight yarn. And
because we're using a worsted here, and we would be using a fingering for the. I am not doing that. Don't even think.
Neither am I. I'm not doing socks.
Yeah, you're not doing socks, and apparently Steve isn't either. So
no.
But somebody on here was talking about doing socks.
I'm not sure.
Was it Amy? Amy, weren't you the ones talking about doing socks?
Wow, the hat pattern into a blanket.
Yeah. I could see that. Like that one I just showed you. That would be gorgeous as a blanket. You know, use a chunky yarn and just do that repeat. Oh, it was Ruth.
Ruth wants to learn socks. I used to make booties, babies' booties. Way back. I had a book, 60 popular baby booties and all that. And I think I made just about every one of them. And they were so easy. And I can't understand why people are having problem with socks, but it's totally different.
A little bit.
It's a little bit different.
Well, and we've got a gal. We've got a gal in that little knitting group. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. I went to 2 knitting groups last week. And completely ulterior motives was going in and going, oh, I've got a yarn shop. You should come see my yarn shop. And the first one I went to, the increases. The first one I went to, I'm in there and the lady's like, I know you. Well, she had gone to, remember when I was doing that crochet along shawl with the Malabrigo yarn?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Well, she was in that same thing as I was.
Right.
So that was at the yarn store that burned, that caught fire.
Yes.
And so she recognized me from there. And I'm like, you're the lady that does the sock of the month. And you were going to bring it and show us. And then the place caught on fire. And she goes, yep. And now I'm still doing it. And this is the one for this month. So she just whips those socks out. So I bet you she could help me with some socks.
She probably could. Ruth, I don't remember using DPNs. I have a feeling it was just straight needles. And there was something that you did, like, I can't remember now. It's so long ago since I've made a booty. But I don't remember using DPNs. I would have only been using straight needles. And I remember picking up stitches as well, so that you got the side walls of it as well. Yeah, kind of interested to go and see if I've still got those pattern books. Like I said, that would have been in the 70s if I've still got them.
Yeah. And then on Saturday she came into the shop and bought some stuff. And she brought a friend. And then I went to a different one on Wednesday, and the lady goes, well, how did you find me? How did you find our group? And I said, well, about a year ago, we had there was a community thing, and there was a giveaway of a gift card, and one of you ladies won it. And she goes, oh, that was me. And I said, oh, and she goes, you're the yarn shop lady. And I go, yeah. She goes, I am Dorothy's friend. I just came in last week with a friend of mine. And I said, you bought the sock yarn. See, I can't remember names or faces, but I can tell you what you bought in my.
Yes.
And she goes, we were just talking about you. So they were, their little yarn group was just talking about us. And then she came into the shop.
Cool.
So, I mean, it's doing what I intended for it to do.
Yeah.
But while I was sitting there visiting, one of the ladies was talking about, I had mentioned that the next thing I wanted to work on was this hat, but I needed to do the stranded knitting and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, oh, I can help you with that. She says, and I said, oh, that would be great, And she says, actually, I am a certified knitting instructor. And I'm like, I'm looking for a knitting teacher in the shop. So
nice.
Possibly, maybe, I may have found a knitting instructor. And while I was talking to them, I said, same thing I told that other group. I says, by the by, because they're in the library, and I know from past experience, you can't always get the room because you can only reserve the room 6 weeks or 8 weeks in advance, and you can only reserve one time a month. And so they're probably taking turns putting it in each other's names. Yeah. And because that's where I used to teach my classes, was in that very room. And so I says, if you guys ever have a problem getting the room, just let me know. We'll do the classes up there. Oh, that would be wonderful.
And it won't hurt being around all that yarn.
Mm-hmm. And I said, in fact, if you guys, if you have an interest, we can set it up there. I says, we got lots of room. I says, we've got a refrigerator, we've got a microwave, because there they can't have any food. They can have coffee or drink with a lid.
Mm.
But I said, we've got lots of accessibility up there if you guys want to have the classes up there.
Nice.
Just saying.
Yeah.
So
up here,
that's kind of what I'm doing now, as I'm searching out classes, going from group to group, introducing myself.
And have your knitting crochet girls been back as well?
Every week. Oh my gosh, look at this. So they didn't come last week because they went camping with their church group. And they were so sorry. They were so apologetic. And she walks in the door with this.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that
how good's
adorable?
That?
And
so she had no problems with the pattern following it.
Huge. Look at that thing.
Wow. That's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
I love the color too.
I know. And then she says, now what do I suppose? And I says, I'm keeping this. I'm taking it to Boise with me. And we're going to show it off at the Yarny Festival. And I said, and like I told you, the shop will pay to ship them to the place. And she says, am I allowed to make more? Make as many as you want, dear.
Nice.
She had so much fun.
How is her sister going?
Hers, she's working on the head.
Right. She's not as into it, or as
she just isn't as fast as this one is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Wow.
And so she brought another friend, and the poor friend's brother, who was bored to tears. 16-year-old brother.
Right. Yeah.
But he had his computer with him. So I had him looking things up and checking things out and searching for yarn colors on Cascade. And then when we were done, he was helping me cover things. And we have a good time with them. Have a really good time with those kids. I keep calling them kids. They're like 22, 23. They're all three of them graduated from college, So fun.
Yeah.
Fun, just darling. And what was that? I convinced them. I've got them half convinced. Oh, they want to make the chickens. So I got to find my
Right.
Mabel chicken pattern because I told them that we would make Mabel chickens. They are so excited about that. And Cascade has a book that the lady convinced me to buy. And one of the things in it is it's basically a basket with a lid on it, but it looks like an acorn.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's so cute. And so I convinced her to make it for me. Like, I'm ordering the yarn for this. Okay.
That's good. You've got your own little sweatshop
Yep.
around the world.
Yep. So, yeah. Right, Amy? Is she allowed to make more? Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, dear.
But I do need to show her because her stitches are a little loose. So I need to show her the trick about making the reverse stitches or to go down hook size. She needs to go down a hook size. But they're just adorable. What kind of Cascade yarn is it, Ruth? Does it have the label? It was funny. I don't know what book I was looking at, but it was a really old book.
I have a feeling we used to have Cascade yarn quite popular here in Australia as well.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, Denise.
I don't even know what it was, but I was reading this pattern and it said it called for the Cascade 220. Well, it's been around. And I had a really nice visit with the gal Friday night. Oh, they're coming out with some gorgeous new colors for fall. Gorgeous. I wish I could buy everything. I just can't. You guys need to order something in the new color so I am forced to buy it. If somebody orders it, I have to get it, right? I have to bring it in if somebody orders it.
Is there a minimum quantity per color? Like I know you
I would probably say
$200.
2 skeins. I would probably say 2 skeins. But oh man, it's beautiful. Beautiful colors. And then that new book. And what was the name? It was like it was a crochet, like 60 simple crochet patterns or 60, but this one was all it used all Pacific, but it was the regular and the chunky, which I haven't gotten any chunky. So I'm going to order the chunky because it's 2 colors to make this baskety thing. So it's probably a light brown and a dark brown. But I just love it. It's so pretty.
I'm not a fan of chunky yarn.
It's not real chunky. It's probably a 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I showed it to her. I showed it to the little girl, and she's like, I don't know if I can use anything that thin.
You're young. Your fingers are nimble.
It's so funny.
Oh, so Ruth has got the Heathers 220, color 8013.
Oh, the Heathers 220. Those Heathers are beautiful. In fact, this hat that I'm making, I was going to use the Wave, which is gorgeous colors, but because I got to buy so many colors, I started going cheap and I started picking out the Heathers because they're beautiful. Heathers.
And is that a wool or an acrylic? Or a blend?
It's a 220 superwash.
Oh, it's still a superwash.
Yeah. It's just the Wave is like a fancy color doodad, but it's like, and it's like per skein, it's not that much, but when, in the quantity I have to buy, and I've got to buy 5 packages. So now we're talking a difference of $50 for me. So I decided to cheap out.
the yarn, the Premier Garden yarn that I'm sending you, I bagged it all up before I did the customs form. I thought, oh, because it has country of origin. I thought, I don't know. Anyway, I assumed it was made in Turkey. I just put Turkey in there anyway. But I Googled it and Amazon came up. I thought, oh, maybe they'll show the label and I can see where it is. They were charging for one skein, they were charging $36 Australian for it, for one skein. And there was one-star review and I thought, oh no, what's wrong with this yarn? And the person had written 1 star, I didn't like the price. Well, why did you buy it? It must have been one of those things, I need one more skein to finish this project that I've been working on. It's now discontinued. Oh, yeah.
Been there.
And so your $12 project's now turned into a $48 project because you had to pay $36 for one skein of yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. So what you do
is it in a ball or is it in a donut, Ruth? 8013. That's.
So yes, I'm thinking of, when I win the lottery, of buying all the Premier Gradient yarn and just hoarding it until it's discontinued, and then I'll sell it at 10 times its worth per skein. And I won't be just a millionaire. I'll be a billionaire by then.
Right. Oh, it's a Hank. Okay.
A Hank.
8013. Because I can't figure out a way to look up a color. So those are ones, so it's not that. $220.
There's method to my madness, Janice. It'll never happen because by the time Australian dollars gets converted to US dollars and then Robin ships it all to me, it'll be a ridiculous amount of money anyway. But we don't. I've searched around. No one's selling the Premier Gradient yet here in Australia. It'll be a while. It'll probably be six months or more before it's here. And does it look like, Ruth, does it look like it was an older yarn as well? Is this with the vintage stuff or would it be a newer one? Just wondering if they don't have that color anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find. Now I've lost it. I've lost it. She's got 2 Hanks for $4. Oh my God.
I know. It's outrageous.
Oh, Cass. Oh, that's a grande. No wonder I didn't look in that section.
So it's even more upmarket, is it?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful yarn. They have it at Lovecrafts right now for $10.99. That is beautiful.
If it was my fleece sale, it wouldn't have been, the boot sock pattern would have been in there plus a half completed sock.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been in the rest of the yarn.
Correct.
Oh, I see. I get taken in by the colours more than, because you can't feel the yarn, but the colours get me. I have many colours that I'll never use. I need to de-stash as well. Hence why some of the yarn's going to Robin.
Yeah, because I have a real shortage of yarn.
Yeah. Don't tell me you like something, because if I have it, it will be yours.
So that's a bulky 5, 100% superwash wool. It's a 200-gram ball.
Wow. And Ruth's got 2 of them.
And they are beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. Is that a chainette? Nope. All right, you guys.
Yeah, wow.
It's bedtime.
Not for me.
No, you get to go do your
Time for an afternoon nap, but no. Oh, Ruth said each tank's 100 grams, so maybe it's even older than or different.
I could be looking at the wrong little doohickey too.
Hmm.
It sounds lovely. It sounds lovely.
Yeah, it's been great chatting with everyone in here tonight.
Fun. And some new people. New people pop in tonight. That's always fun. And now I've got some new people to go check out here. That's going to be good. And Ruth, I will I'll go into my site tomorrow and see what I can find out about that needle.
Good night, Amy.
Good night, everybody.
And
we'll talk to you
and
soon.
Janice, and if Janice is still here.
Yeah, Janice, I'll get your package mailed out tomorrow. And we'll see you. I don't know what today is, Monday. I'm going to do a pop-up live sometime during the week because that's just far too long to go without talking to everybody.
Yeah, that's how you end up with 3.5-hour sessions.
Marisa, I didn't even see you come in. I'm so sorry. If you're still here, hello. Yeah. So good night. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.